marketing, BS, money side, price wash, Synth Quiz and news. So sit back, relax, enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for the chat.
Hey, welcome to Synth Geekery, episode 350. We are streaming live with the light turned off, but you'll cope. I'll turn it on in a sec. Where are we streaming live from? Australia. If you hadn't gathered by my accent, yes. Actually, Perth is the city that we're streaming from, which is part of Western Australia, and you guys might know that city as being the home of the Quackers. Well, Andy likes them anyway, so that's why I thought I'd mention it. Hi everyone, been a week off. I've been in Singapore. I'll tell you guys about that in the How's Your Week Been segment in a sec. How's everyone going? Good? We're missing Daren today, by the way. He did email me saying that he's not going to make it.
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty
Go
good.
back, Daren. Yeah.
Don't worry, he's not going anywhere. He's just having something, doing something. Family things. All good. Yeah. I'm suffering from a weird, it's not like a thing I brought from overseas, but I'm suffering from a weird rib pain on my left side, and it got me worried because I thought, oh my God, left side around the heart, what, I've got the pain, what's going on? Alarm bells, panic, but it's rib. It's rib related, not inside the rib cage. So it just won't go away. It's been there for about a day or two. And it's kind of, if you take a deep breath, it's like when you break a rib.
Yep. Yeah, I would say it sounds like you cracked a rib.
That too.
Yeah, well, someone said that I might have cracked one like doing sport. I did soccer training on Wednesday night, might have done it then. Who knows?
Is it just a tiny spot of the ribs, or is it a bigger area?
Just
it could be your intercostal muscles got stretched out. Yeah.
I reckon it's muscle related. I reckon it's between the bone. And sometimes you can get cramps in there. It's a nasty feeling. You ever had cramp in your rib? Yeah.
I don't ever bend over, tie your shoes, and sneeze, then you'll like blow out your intercostal muscles, and it really hurts.
Yeah. It's an old man problem. It's an old man problem.
Yes, that's what I put it down to. I have had that problem as well. Just a strange pain.
Now it's pretty quiet this last couple of weeks. In fact, actually, it was probably a perfect time for me to go overseas. There was hardly anything that's popped out news-wise. I think anyway, unless I've completely not seen it go across my desk. Would I be right? I think it's been pretty quiet.
Yes, it's been quiet.
Yeah.
Even I had the phone on when I was there. Even Eurorack, yeah. I mean, we've got some Eurorack to show this week. Yep. But we've also got something weird to show this week. It's actually, there's a couple of really interesting videos to share with you guys this week. Do you remember the last couple of weeks ago we had an interesting video with that guy doing the stop motion thing? That was pretty cool. That
was great.
This one's a bit weirder. Actually, there's two videos. One's weird and one's interesting. I don't really know how else to say it without giving it away. So news, stick around for that. That's going to come up in a couple, probably about 10, 15 minutes. You guys will see the news. I haven't set the synth quiz yet, so you guys are going to have to give me a chance to do that whilst you guys are doing How's Your Week Been, I think. That's probably the best way to do it. Haven't had a chance. Just really busy getting back from overseas and organising stuff. But I have managed to put the news segment together and the meme section together. So let's roll with that first anyway, shall we? All right, let's get stuck into How's Your Week Been? And we'll go out and say get out of the chatties in a sec. So we'll start with Andy, because Andy's the first one going from left to right on my screen, not from left to right where you guys see it. But, go with Andy. Andy, how's your week been?
Hey, it's been all right. Just the usual grind. Have not had any time to do any music or very much creative stuff. Like I did dive into some of the editing for some of my videos from Pittsburgh and stuff. So I did put up a couple things lately, and one yesterday from the mall tour that was fun. There was hours of footage to cobble together because in the mall you can't do live streams. There's no signal, so basically had to shoot lots of little short videos and put them all together and do some editing because certain people said certain things they didn't want to be on camera, and I had to go back and listen, so I didn't have certain things talking about people in the event and gossip bullshit. So I had to be a good guy and actually take some of those scenes out, which means I had to watch all that many hours of crap. That's what good about live streams. You don't have to do any editing, but when it's video, you have to edit. So I got that. I'm working on some music stuff because I have some other videos to edit with drone footage I shot at various sites, filming locations and stuff. And I've decided to do. You guys know the band Goblin? Probably, maybe you don't. Italian prog rock. It's in some of the George Romero movies and other stuff. So I'm gonna do kind of my own version of some Goblin tracks for each of the locations for the movies that were shot there, in some like ambient form or something like that. Something different to match the footage. So that's going to take a little while. So that footage is going to go up last because it's going to take a while to make the music for it because I want it to be somewhat true to the original spirit, but obviously I'm doing it from some of those guys are pretty good players. So I'm going to have to dumb it down a bunch because I'm not a proggy player. I don't have those skills.
Yes.
So another reason I'm doing the ambient style is something I can actually accomplish and not try some prog riffs and stuff. So yeah, that's the latest and greatest. And then I did hint at this a while back. I'm working on a interview show coming up with people I've met at NAMM over the years. And now I've got a couple heavy hitters, what I would consider heavy hitters, on the list. Just a matter of getting the time to get them to agree to a time and date, and they will be live streams as much as possible. If they can't do it, except for some weird time, then I'll record something and post it later. So look forward to that. If you want to hear nerdy stuff about people's music, where the music came from, what gear they used. I had a fun time chatting with one of them at Living Dead Weekend because he never talks about his gear that much. So I got him to talk about all kinds of gear and cool stuff I didn't even know. So yeah, so that's about it for now. Good to be here. Thanks.
Yay, well done. All right, heading over to Ian. Ian, how's your week been?
Hello, good day, everybody. So first things first, put out the Wave Prophets album yesterday. This Liminal Space, £6 digital, £7 vinyl CD. It's got bonus tracks. If you buy, well, you can only buy it on Bandcamp for the foreseeable future. Turns out to be an album that's about an hour and 20 minutes in total. Very ambient. Started off with some live recordings that I did at the Emo Festival in Leeds in 2024, because I literally record everything and then went back and messed with them, changed them. I played that with Jason Cook, so he's doing sort of drums and things like that on it. And I've been learning the songs for this covers band that I've said I'm going to join. So I've been practicing. I've been practicing every day. So I'm about 15 songs in of the 30 songs. I need to crack on because I need to get them all done before I go to Edinburgh because I'll have no chance to do anything while I'm there. The Edinburgh Fringe plan is going fine. In fact, on Monday there'll be I've done a podcast with my friend Brandon. We talk about festivals and we go sort of deep dive on Edinburgh and other festivals. Like there is a festival where you can pay £65 to go to the toilet, but that'll be out on Monday. Yeah, and actually it's in Wiltshire and it's not Glastonbury because there isn't that this year. But the festival that's on, I think it's on next weekend. But you can pay £65 for an executive room. Or 20 quid for a pillow and things like that. Amazing, really. So we had a good chat about that, and I'm not in my usual spot. I'm in that there London because we arrived yesterday. Looked after favourite grandson, only grandson, yesterday afternoon. We met him and his mum at Tate Modern, and we went wandering around with him. He was great fun. He was, because he's 6 months old now, so he's into everything, you know. So they've all gone off to the athletics today, and they did offer me to go with them. But I'll be honest with you, I would be bored to tears watching athletics. It's just not my thing. So I've got the house to myself. It's a bit of outside noise if you can hear, because the next door neighbours are, they might be having a party or something. Anyway, but yeah, so happy to be here as always. Good fun.
Fantastic. Chris, how's your week been?
Hello. Welcome back to the cave. Or is it the grotto? I don't know what it is. Yeah, so my week's been okay. Been playing around with the MIDI log behind me there and been recording some stuff. I have an idea for a theme for the show, but it might be a bit too cheesy even for the show. And I don't know if I can actually pull it off because it involves some vocals and I don't know if I'm up to that. So, but it's been banging around my head for weeks now. And it's one of those things where it kind of gets me pumped for the show. So kind of it wants to be recorded. So I think I'll just have a go at it anyway. And we can all have a laugh if it turns out terrible. Been helping a gentleman troubleshoot a problem with his CM402 mixer, which turned out good in the end because it turned out he had a problem with his power supply set to the wrong voltage. So it was 9 volts instead of 15. And when we sorted that out, his LED came back to life and customer is happy. He sent me an immediate good review and he said he was a fan of the module even before he had issues with the LED display, which is good feedback. So happy to get that. I've had a couple of fans turn up. Now I'm not that fan. I'll talk about that in a moment. But come on, those fans, yes. So my dust extraction. Sorry, my fume extractor. It doesn't have a very powerful fan, so I ordered some more fans, including a over-the-top 2 amp jobby, which is insane. I'm worried that if I turn that up to full power, I might suck all the components off the PCB as I'm trying to solder them, which wouldn't be particularly good. But a lot of fun nonetheless. So I'll be playing with those. We had the Sparky come around and do some electrical work. And he replaced one of our exhaust fans, or at least he asked if we were allowed to replace an exhaust fan, and he gave us a look at it. And I said, yeah, I think it's probably a good idea if we replace that exhaust fan. So it had seized up and it was potentially a fire hazard, I think. So we had that one replaced. So we do get things that need replacing, as opposed to Telstra, who don't get their machines replaced when they cause massive outages and save their $30,000.
I missed that.
So yes, lucky you. The other thing I received it's a filament dryer, which is for when you have certain filaments that get too saturated with water and they don't work properly. So you can put them in this little thing, and it's like a clothes dryer in a way that just sort of removes the humidity. But it was on special, the right price. Otherwise, I would not normally buy something like that. Just an experiment. So I'm playing around with it, and we'll see if it works to recover a roll of filament, which everyone else was unable to get to work. So they wanted, very interested to see if I bought one of these, if it would work on that. So there's that. Other than that, what else do I have to say? Well, the usual work with the Skylark is ongoing. It's coming along. The sequencing side is coming along nicely now. It's been hard work, but yeah, it's doing stuff and probably doing stuff now. Is it? It's so yes, the old.
Pardon me.
The old fella's doing its thing. It's like what are you doing now? Why are you bothering me? I'm trying to be a sequencer. Okay, we'll be a sequencer then. So yeah, having a bit of fun with that as well.
Mm.
I could show some more later on in the show if we are struggling to find content. Tell you more about it. How are you going, Rant? Are you nearly there with your
I'm ready. Don't worry about that. I was ready a while ago.
Good day, mate. You're making me sweat there.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I can go to me and tell you guys about how's my week been. Pretty good. I went to Singapore and got a photo of me. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. Holding some colourful birds in Singapore.
Hey,
Oh, look at Ranzee and the birds.
Interesting photo considering that it's all been doctored with some sort of, I don't know, Photoshop there, but the birds were real. I'm actually soaking wet. We were on this thing called the luge, which is like a downhill go-kart thing for the kids. And it's got a chairlift that takes you back up to the top. And you can have a couple of goes. And in the middle of one of the chairlift rides back up, it just pelted down with rain. And there's nowhere to go. You can't sort of hide. There's no roof on these things. It's just like we were just stuck on about a 10-minute chairlift ride and got absolutely drenched. And then afterwards I had these parrots or whatever. I don't know what you call that. What's that sort of bird called? Is that a lorikeet?
Macaws.
Macaws? Yeah, okay.
It says it's scarlet macaw on the right and blue and gold macaw in the middle, and I didn't see the other one.
So the one I was holding is the blue, and you had a
blue
red
gold.
and a yellow one. I think they're actually blue, probably the blue one on my left shoulder.
Shoulders.
Yeah. And there was another photo. I didn't buy them all because they were expensive. They were like $40 US each photo. But there was one where I was holding my arms all the way out like that, and I had one on either hand, and then I had one on either shoulder. So I had like 4 on me, and they just kept bringing them out. And they were heavy. They're probably, I don't know, a few kilos each. These things.
They're great when they're tame. I used to work with them at the zoo, but
Yeah.
you watch them crack a Brazil nut, and you go, I'm glad they're in a good mood.
Yeah. So it was good.
And they can snip your bone right off. So they snip your finger right off.
Why we were there, it was because my son was playing for his country. He was playing for Australia in a competition called floorball. I don't know if you guys have heard of that sport, but it's called floorball.
I've heard of that.
I don't know. I'll bring a photo up in a sec so you guys can see. It's basically, it started I think in Scandinavia, like in Sweden, Norway, that sort of place, and it's kind of like a how would you say? It's like an indoor hockey, but not with hockey sticks. They use their own sticks. They kind of have these carbon fiber, plastic tipped paddle type sticks. The ball's made of plastic. It's hollow. It's got little holes in it. So it's kind of safe, I guess. Anyway, so it was floorball, and there was all sorts of countries there. It was obviously, because it was Singapore were there, Malaysia was there, China was there, and all sorts of parts of China. It was Hong Kong. They're representing themselves like Hong Kong. There was someone from Shanghai, someone from somewhere else, I can't remember. And then there was Sweden, Switzerland, the Czech Republic, New Zealand. It was crazy. There were so many different countries. And
Was
my
Taiwan
son's no Taiwan.
Okay.
My son's team came second in the world. His team got into the grand final.
That's brilliant.
Came second in the world. So he did really well. Very, very pleased. Now, while I was talking, I'm trying to sort of double two things at once here, which I'm not very good at. I don't know if you guys have worked that out yet. But here is a photo of some adults playing floorball. This is just so you guys know what it looks like. There you go. That's what floorball looks like. Generally speaking, it's played indoors. They use usually like a basketball type court setup, and they put these. You can see the barriers around the edge, just in front of those guys sitting down their knees. They're like little plastic barriers. They can actually fall over. So these guys, they crash into them. It's very, very fast sport. Anyway, if you've never ever checked it out, go check it out. It's actually worth watching a game or two on YouTube. It's good fun. They only go for 15-minute halves. They're pretty quick games. So it's not like you're stuck watching something for hours like cricket. So yeah, so that's what we were there for. And went a couple of days early, showed the kid some places, went did all the comps, and then afterwards we had an extra half a day before we came home, so we did some more stuff on the last day, and we snuck a few things in whilst there was gaps between the games. My favourite food, I used to live in Malaysia, which is only just up the road from Singapore, so my favourite food is the Indian influence is it's called a roti, and it's like a paratha if you've had Indian food
roti
before.
paratha is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so and they're really cheap. Like if you go to a food like a hawker's type food place, you can pick them up for about $1. So yeah, that was good. Having some flashbacks with food memories and watching the kid do well, and yeah, so I'm back. There was 5-hour flight, so it's not even really that. It's not far from us, hey Chris. It's pretty close. When you consider, I think the nearest Australian city to us is a 4-hour flight, so it's a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
But it's not much. Like if I was to fly to Sydney or something like that, it's further. So it's quicker to go to Singapore from where I live. It's crazy. Yeah. Same time zone, everything.
How's the pollution there? Is it low density or is it getting worse over there?
Third most dense country in the world. They've got. I actually looked. Wikipedia. I was stuck on an MRT. That's their underground. They've got a really good train system there. Like
the best.
Stories after levels
efficient.
after levels, like underground on top of underground on top of underground. It's really cool. All air conditioned because it's really humid there, so it's nice to get in the underground.
They love their aircon.
Yeah. So we, what was the question again, Andy?
The pollution.
Pollution. 8,000 people per square kilometre is the population there. Third most dense population in the country as a country in the world, and that's because everyone's living on an island. It's one island.
But it's not hazy like Beijing is, right?
It's not.
It's
no.
Nice.
Okay. And mind you, when we were there, it's July, so it's the dry season. I wouldn't say it was dry, hence the chairlift ride.
It's the less wet season.
It's the less wet season, yeah. And my armpits wouldn't tell you that it was that dry. But yeah, it was.
All been there.
The thing is, because it's an island, I guess if there was pollution, it's got really nothing to hold it there. It just sort of blows away.
Off, yeah.
Yeah, they don't really have mountains to hold it in. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Hong Kong in 2018, and I found, because I've got asthma, I found the air quality was really quite poor there at that time. Now, it might have got better since the pandemic. I don't know, but I did struggle and had to wear a mask.
In Hong Kong,
definitely not go to Mexico City. Then that's really bad.
In Hong Kong,
I know.
Definitely found the pollution worse in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong's an island as well. But it's funnily enough, Hong Kong is tiny is a tiny island compared to Singapore.
Yeah.
So it's actually really, really tiny. Small. And if you ever go there, a lot of the city now is in Kowloon and New Territories. It's like
I quite like Kowloon. It is. Yeah. In fact, the first time I went, I've been twice. The first time I stayed out in the New Territories at the university there, and we had a train journey in every day. I loved Hong Kong. It was great. Obviously, there's been the uprising since then, and it's not quite the same place. But
yeah.
I loved it. I'd love to go to Singapore. I really want to go to Singapore.
Yeah, it's worth going to. It still classifies as the Northern Hemisphere because it's on the other side of the equator from us. So it would be a pretty decent trip, though, for you, Ian.
Yeah.
It'd be like 20... It'd probably be like 20 hours or something.
Yeah.
On a long haul,
Yeah.
You'd have to catch an Airbus.
I mean, I know the longest was Hong Kong rather than America.
Well, Hong Kong's further away.
Yeah, 8-10 hours, I think.
That's
Something
not too
like that.
bad. It's 13 hours for us to go to Hong Kong. So you're closer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 10 hours for me to go to Japan. So
Yeah.
I want to go there and all at some point.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I'm actually finally going to London and Paris in a couple months, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll meet. We definitely need to meet up, Andy.
That's who my son
for
lost
sure, yeah.
against, by the way, in the grand final, Hong Kong. So there's some controversy with that, but I don't want to go into it. So we won't go there. There's a guy looked like a dad that played in the team. Anyway, I've got photos to prove it. We should get stuck into the show. Hey, guys. So why don't we start with saying hello to the chatties? Now, I can't remember if I actually set this up.
was first.
Oh, here it is. Pop out chat. Copy that. So I just haven't set that up on the things. So I can't click on it just yet. Come on, hurry up. Windows are taking ages to pop open. I feel this computer's going to die soon. I really do. Here we go. Hi, chatties. There we go. How are we? Sorry about that. Took a little while. Just a small group of people. Nice to see you there. Starting with Smithy. Started with it. Hi. Wagoo came in and said g'day. And then you've got Dead Man Walking said hello with a U. To Sophie Music said howdy. All the different. I love the different way people say hi to each other. It's so cool. Matt Brown says, hey, everyone. There's a Struger says, hey, all. Then you've got big hello to all of those. And who else did we get? Bunker 9. How much, he's asking? I don't know. Depends. What are you buying? QRD&K says, hi, everyone. Da Vinci Girl says, hello, guys. Daniela from the Ukraine listening today. Hi, Daniela. Sometimes we're not sure if it's you or the other. The guy, what's his name? Forget his name. Yeah. Thomas Yuan's there saying hi, everyone. And then I think I have got most people. I think. I'm grown. Didn't get that one. Big hello to you. And Lady Aptitude says, g'day. There you go. Fantastic. We got most of you. 35 people watch. Only a small show today, isn't it? Anyway, why don't we get stuck into this? Ooh, and Andy's missing. This one was sent in by Chris, actually, on the Discord channel. So, well done, Chris. It's a good one. Let me just get Andy in before we keep going.
I love that.
That's a good one. I actually like that.
Take Daren's spot.
I sense some frustration out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
People do want to play
my
Battleship,
pin
Chris,
matrix.
don't they? We just want to play battleships on our synths.
What's the point
Right.
otherwise?
What else we got? We've got this one. Some days you may feel like a complete knob. Sent in by Steve Smith. That one. Good one. There's a couple of knobs there, Steve.
Complete knobs. There are several complete knobs.
I feel like that's an incomplete setup. It's got a bit of a net.
Yeah, it is. It's got holes in it. That's not
Got
good.
holes. Doesn't have blank panels.
It even has a module by that sweary guy in the upper left there.
Yeah. It's got the big knob one on the right, middle row, with the 3. That's a pretty decent knob module, that one.
I noticed the big knobs.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd say that about you, Ian.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And calls.
Well, we all fall into those
just like
holes.
you did then. Yes.
Yeah.
What else we got? Your ambient doorless jam on the dry signal, and then your ambient doorless jam with clouds.
That's good.
Very clever.
Oh, wow. That's very good. I like that.
Yeah. Suddenly a whole wing of the house appears.
Pedestrian to noir.
Cool, isn't it? Turn clouds on and your house actually just creates another 400 rooms to the left.
Wish I could do
And a
that to
tree.
my videos.
And a light. And this one was for Andy. I actually did this meme in 2019. I thought I'd redo it. Do you guys ever remember the trump cards?
Yeah.
This one's
I
had a
had
bit
the
of
ones
Photoshop work.
From GeForce.
I've got the
top trumps.
GeForce ones.
Yeah.
Top trumps, yeah. Top synth trumps, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That one's good. Nice little bit of
That is not a
Photoshop.
top right there. So.
Yeah. The thing for me was the plane with the hairstyle.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
If you didn't notice that.
Yeah.
He's in a few different spots, Trump, on this one. He's getting on the plane. The plane's got his hairstyle. And he's giving us all the bird.
Yeah, he's in a few different places.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's Wally for...
Yeah. And the last one is when you just want your dad to be a normal dad. Look at the girl.
Oh, no.
Look at
It's
her.
heartbreaking.
Absolutely mortified.
It's a heartbreaking.
Oh, dearie me.
Fuck.
She got the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah. All right, let's release the bot as
Come on, Dennis.
here we go. So type in !vote in the space and the number that corresponds to your favorite meme. 0 being the mini AKS, 1 being the complete knob, 2 being clouds, 3 being trump cards, 4 being the normal dad. There you go. And if you're not sure how to do it, watch what everyone else is doing in chat. That might be a really good idea.
Can you imagine if they added a tiny little matrix to that thing with tiny little pins? Yeah.
Just one pin in the middle would be good. Just one pin in the middle. You pull it out.
Everyone's getting
switches off,
tetanus
put
from
back
using
in.
it. Andy.
Imagine the choking hazard on those little pins.
Now, I can't see what's going on here. Oh, yes, I can.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me. We've had 10 votes, but keep them coming. It's actually pretty close this week. Ooh. Oh, no one's voted for one.
Nobody likes to be left out.
Yeah. All right, I am going to stop it. Stop it. Get some help. No.
Get some help.
Nah, but
There we go. The winner this week is Chris's one, the mini AKS. Only won it by 1 vote, Chris. Just it snuck in.
Ooh.
Yeah, snuck over the finish line.
I thought I had a chance this week because, competition would probably be a bit lower.
Yeah, you did well.
I gave him one for my money.
Did well, mate. There you go.
It's all about
Is that thing officially out, or is it just an announcement?
No, it's out. They announced in the last couple of weeks when I was away that there's shipping now, so it should arrive in the next 2 years in Australia, if we're lucky. I think you guys get the same problem in the US too with Behringer. It takes ages to get to the US. I think the Europe market's the one that gets.
Well, we had the big problem we had was all the shipping lanes got messed up, especially during COVID. So containers were stuck on ships for like months and months and months.
Yeah. There is some news about shipping, actually. It's not really a news segment news thing. In Australia, Trump has dropped the 10% tariff now on us exporting gear from Australia to the US. So that's actually, I got an email from Australia Post about it a couple of days ago. I was actually quite happy to read that. It means now it goes back to the old system, Chris, where they change the rate based on the code that you put. Yep.
Yeah, HS code.
HS code. So things should settle again, I think.
So
Hopefully.
he either has a friend over there, or he actually just got scared about something and reversed it. So,
Or Australia lobbied it, and someone in the admin said, "Yeah, get rid of it. It's stupid." Yeah. Or it was illegal.
I thought they were going to charge Australia for our terrible record on slave labour, weren't they? They were trying to.
Oh,
So just we were 12%
That was
on
so
Australia because
stupid.
the report showed that Australia is not doing enough to prevent child labour, so we're going to need to put a tariff on you.
Well, yeah.
That's what they said as soon, whenever the last one got booted out of court. So they had to say something, That's the way this administration works. So.
Yeah. Indeed. We've got a synth quiz.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Yes. Now, I haven't cleared it yet. I probably need to get onto that. Where are we? Console. Clear. Quiz. Sure, I've done that before. Sorry, guys. And then we'll start quiz. There we go. That should all disappear, that stuff up there. Ignore that for a moment. Hopefully give it a second or two, it'll disappear. Right, now, I think this one's going to go really, really quickly because I didn't really have a lot of time to sit there and contemplate my navel about it. So, anyway, here's your first clue. Bang. Multi-pole dual analog filter. I mean, that's going to be a few things, so that one might not get you there. But, you never know. Give it a go. Start with that one. See how you go. Patch Cable Bots told you how to do it. You type in ! Synth Quiz, all one word, and a space, and then your guess. And you only get one guess, otherwise he'll tell you off. So
yes, because he can be quite rude, can't he?
He can. He can be a bit surly, indeed.
Spicy.
Yes. Speaking of surly, we'll play this. Ooh, why did it go to that one first? Oh, should we just do that one? Why not? We'll just do that one. Let me just fix. There's a lot of things to fix because Daren's not here. See what you did, Daren? You just broke the show.
It's always his fault.
He just broke the show.
It's always his fault in our lives when he's away.
Yeah, he did. And we're not getting the thingo underneath.
You're being trolled by he's away, so he makes you do more work. So
he's actually probably watching on his phone. So we have to be nice to him. Anyway, we'll start with this one. This is the I don't know. I should probably just play the video. Dearie me. I'm going to play the video. This is going to be the best way to introduce this product, I think. Do we have... Why is that not working? Go away for a week and nothing's working. That's weird. Hello?
Okay.
Testing.
Yeah. What's going on?
Bueller.
Scratching my head. Can't get the video to work. I don't want OMD. Okay, let's try that now. I think that's got it fixed. It's weird how I had to reconnect that. Okay, here we go. No. Where is the audio?
No sound.
Hey.
cowboy hat.
Yeah. He likes both
Brock's
types of
doing
music,
modular now? Is that...
country and western.
I don't know why it's not coming out, the audio. Hang on a sec.
Start with the yeehaw.
Let's go back to this for a sec. Well, that's weird. It's supposed to be coming through and it's like this computer is not playing audio. Has it changed the audio interface? Yeah, it has.
If it's Windows.
Yeah, it's
Does
changed
it
the
all the
audio
time.
interface. What are you doing?
It does it all the time.
Stupid thing.
They like to change.
This is Mac, not Windows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of wondering whether it's turned itself off.
Yes. If you can't select it.
It's almost like it's disappeared.
Hmm.
My RME Diggy face is not showing
Oh dear.
sound.
Oops.
Yeah.
It's a tech revolt.
Yeah.
So you can sit and watch me eating a cinnamon bun while we're waiting.
Oh man.
We should.
There
we
were
should see
Cinnabons
those.
in Singapore.
This is the best cinnamon bun in England.
Ooh.
Where's it from?
A place called Chocolatine on Wood Street in Walthamstow. So when you come over, Andy, I'm going to buy you a cinnamon
Well, I saw
bun.
Market Garden has some really cool stuff. Is it called Market Garden? Is it
I don't.
Some idiot had unplugged
in
it.
London?
Market Garden. You mean
There's some really good
Garden?
baked goods.
Wasn't a fair little thing
Covent-
with
Covent
sharp teeth,
Garden.
was it?
There's Covent Garden. There's another one
Covent
that
Garden.
has garden in it. I forget.
All right,
Market
guys, here we go.
something, Maybe. I don't know.
I think I've worked it out. The USB was unplugged. I don't know who did that. Here we go. Is that working?
Yep.
You know, when I'm creating a complex patch, I need a modulation source I can count on. One that gives me the waveform I need in the form I need it and don't mess around with no fancy stuff. When I need that LFO, I reach for the LFM by Kana Music and Art.
Get yourself a
Here's
microphone,
what I'm
pal.
talking about. We
Yeah.
put it on the oscilloscope and look at that pretty little waveform right there. See, I've got that set
I hear a
on
horse
1 volt
whinnying in the
setting,
background.
and that's about a 1 volt swing.
Yeah.
Down to 0, up to about a volt right there. But what if I want more than that? I can turn it up. And we can get about 4 volts. Swinging around, crazy as a hoedown in a Sunset Boulevard, whatever that is. I don't know. And then you can take it, and you can turn it down. And you
Boy,
can
he's
turn it
riffing
down.
now.
You can turn it down. You can have just a little swing right there. That's only like about 200 millivolts, and sometimes you want just a little bit. Or you can turn it up, and at the mid-range, it's about a volt. But that's not all. Those crazy people at Canal Music and Art provide this little control right here. It's called bias, and what you can do is you can take your screwdriver and you can put it in there. And if you want the waveform to go through 0, you can do that. See, look at that thing going right there. And then you can take it all the way down. If you want to go down into below 0, you can do that. If you want to take it up and put it way up and up and up and up, and bias it somewhere else, you can do that too. By golly, it's just like magic. And then, if that wasn't enough, they provided us with an inverted and output right there, and we can turn that on. And look, it's a mirror image, folks. It's so cute. Look at that. We can take that, and since one follows the other, we can turn the bias on that one and turn it down, and it'll mirror up, and then we can take that inverted waveform, and it has its own bias control. We can take that, and we can get in there, and we can
Fancy.
move it up and move it up and move it up, and look at that. You can make pretty patterns on the oscilloscope. I'm not saying that's what this is built for. But
Then you
if
got
wanna
this little
do
tool to do
I'm
it.
not gonna say you can't. And if you turn the amplitude up, everything goes up. Look at that pretty right there. So you could have one thing doing one thing and one thing
Chris
doing
is getting
the
ideas.
opposite thing. And then there's another set of outputs
My
that does
demos
the same
coming up
thing
in the future will
with
be
its own
like
amplitude
this.
Control. You can turn it down.
You need to have little
Get
corks on it.
amplitude,
Do that
get
style.
Like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
make
yeah,
amplitude
yeah, yeah.
or anything you want in between
Crocodile
there.
Dundee style.
You can slow way down, and there you can even turn this thing down so slow you can hardly even see
Like the
it
Bruce's.
change on the scope. It can go down to about 1 cycle per minute, folks. It's for those long, sweeping, expensive pad sounds that we love so much. What does it sound like? Well, I'll repatch a little bit and show you. All right, folks, I've repatched this so that the non-inverted output is going into this Depfer module right here. Depfer, love those guys. Great work over there in Germany.
Depfer?
This
Yeah, I know.
output is going to the
Who the hell is
filter
Depfer?
frequency.
The I is silent,
Inverted
damn it.
output is going to
Sorry, the O is
the
silent.
VCA amount.
Honestly.
Okay, so we turn this
Well, it's
on.
better than most Americans say dope for.
And there we can
Like
see
it's
I've got
like
this
a
set
dope.
on 1 volt scale. And that's 1 volt there. There's the straight
gonna
waveform,
scratch your
there's
screen
the
with that.
inverted one. Now if I want to, I can turn the amplitude up.
Calm down with that screwdriver.
Yeah, careful. Yeah, careful how you
It'll
wave
start going like
your
that, or
trimmer
I can turn the amplitude down.
screwdrivers around.
So it's an LFO, guys.
So it's just a little bit of effect. But if I want to,
Anyway, I had to share the
It's only
video.
should.
The video was crazy, right? Anyway, so what it is, it's an LFO on the left. It's got two LFOs. One's the the invert of the other one. So it's really one LFO. And it has a headphone amp on the right. If you're wondering what that sort of silver section is on the right, it's a headphone amp.
Interesting
And
combo.
so you can plug a TRS cable in to the bottom right, and it will give you the 2 mix. It'll give you headphones. So interesting combination. Not sure if I understand why they've chosen that combination, but maybe they decided that there was an amp in there for the LFO, and maybe we can use parts of the circuitry to do an audio amp. I'm not sure. Chris might know a bit more about electronic decisions.
No, I can't see an obvious rhyme or reason to the combination of the two, especially because headphone amps are a different architecture to normal Eurorack level top amping. So
okay,
my head. No
so
idea.
let me read what I've got here, and then we can put it to bed. So when you're building out a modular synth setup, you often find yourself hunting for a very specific utility to tie your rig together. The Kanawa, I don't know how you pronounce it. Kanawa Music and Art have introduced a clever solution that addresses the 2 common back-end needs at once. The LF amp, affectionately pronounced Elephant. Get it? With a trunk.
Oh, it's the elephant. The elephant in the room.
Yeah. Oh, this gets better. Described by its creators
So clever.
as peanut butter and anchovies of the modular world. The elephant converts 2 entirely distinct functions into a single chassis. On the left features a highly precise low-frequency modulator, and on the right a high-gain utility amplifier designed originally to complement their stereo ensemble instruments, providing a dedicated LFO for modular, for phaser modulation, and a robust final output amp. It functions as a versatile utility toolkit designed for modular. Now, I feel that was the key there, that little point. So they've designed this for themselves.
Yeah.
I need a module that does both of these things. Design it for themselves, and I thought, maybe we can sell this. Let's get a crazy... I don't know if he's Texan.
Yeah, sell it.
Andy.
Yeah, sell it with.
Does it say what it's
Sell it
from?
with
What's
some
the
humour.
origin of the thing?
You need
Does
to
it say
check
the
it.
state or city? Or
I haven't
anything?
got the website open, mate. You'll need to check it out.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you a little bit about the LFO. Let's get talking synths. It's a precision triangle wave LFO. That's a little bit the disappointment for me. It's just a triangle wave. Which I guess...
We want more.
You could probably combine them if you were clever enough, and you could probably do some slewing on it if you had other modules. But in the module itself, it's just a triangle. It's direct and inverted, as I mentioned before. It has bias controls, which he was poking his screwdriver in. I kind of feel like just put the bias control. You had room there. Just put them as knobs. Like there's a whole bunch of room between the A and B knob and the 4 connectors on the black side of the panel. Just put them there. What's the big deal? You can get potentiometers that are very stiff, and then you can get ones that have lockable keys on them as well. So if you want to have it so that you can adjust it and lock it, you can get those. And I think they're expensive, but that's another option. But I think more importantly, put some more waveforms in there, or learn about how to modify waveforms in your circuitry and have them as options.
Exactly.
Yeah, not hard.
You can get a square pretty much from that straight away.
Yeah, it does
Sine
have
wave.
does have the high and low switch, so that's handy, which is good. Thank you for that. Now, I wanted to know what the LFO, well, it's an oscillator. I wanted to know what the rate was. It says here that it's around 20 hertz down to 1 cycle per minute. So it's not really audio rate. And it seems to me quite a standard sort of LFO. I think if I was to look, that would be
I'd agree.
quite standard out there. Anyway, the video was fun, so I had to share it. That's why I'm showing this one.
Yeah, well, Goose said it's West Virginia, so that's stolen cowboy valor there. That's he's a phony.
He's a phony. There you go. So it's all marketing. Is that what you're
Just
saying?
acting. Oh,
Well,
so he was
the
authentic.
accent was poor, so that was a dead giveaway. So
Ah, right. Well, I knew you'd be on it. Okay, next one is another eurorack module. No, not that one. Okay, we'll do this. This is the next one. This is the weird thing that I wanted to show you. This is called the... And I don't know why it's not showing the label down below. That's a bit weird. It's OIO Murmur is the name of this product. Why don't we redo this? So we can... You are being annoying. I've got some technical problems today, haven't I, boys? Fresh
So
photo.
you
we
leave
have.
something for a little while. I often get
Why is
cranky.
the
when
first-
Gremlins.
Why is the first photo not showing up? Is it because it's
So the cats away, the mice will play, right?
I get
it's
it.
another WebP.
Well, that was a WebP.
Ah,
So WebP is actually
That's
working,
confusing.
by the way. Now they've actually fixed that. But let me just fix this one. We'll change this into a JPEG and everything will be happy. Give me a second. It's taking its time. And the last thing I'll do is I'll show you that little weird looking thing with the USB cable in it. I think don't get too excited, Ian.
Well,
It's the
hoping.
non-modular. It's the non-modular thing in today's show, but don't get too excited.
okay. Okay.
I'll just convert these all to JPEG. Just waiting for them to finish converting. Thank you very much. Delete the WebPs. One more. Come on. 80%, 100%. Hey, there we go. And refresh. And refresh. And let's get it right now. Yay! There it is. I want to do this one. The new modular company called Hermetic Modular, or Hermetic. I'd say it's Hermetic. They've brought out some interesting products. Have you seen these, Chris?
yes. They
Okay.
are interesting.
So let's look at it as a kind of ecosystem first, and then we'll talk about two modules afterwards. So the first thing we want to talk about is their ecosystem, which is open source. It's called Alchemy Lab, and the two modules that we'll show you, as mentioned in the graphic below, is the Echoa and Spagyros. I don't know.
Yeah.
No one gives me phonics here. No one gives it to me.
Phonetically spell it, please, people.
Spargurus.
I'll have to start doing that with my modules.
I don't know. Anyway, let's have a little read. The world of eurorack is witnessing a fascinating shift towards flexible open source ecosystems. Leading this change is Hermetic Modular with their Alchemy Lab platform. Instead of building a fixed architecture hardware that only does one thing and does it forever, they've created a gorgeous, highly optimized hardware environment driven by a powerful Daisy Seed 2 DSP brain, for those who want to know what's behind it. A lot of people using the Daisy thing. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so they've rolled out two modules, as I mentioned before. The Echoa, which is a profound spatial and temporal processor, and the Spagyros, which is an end-of-chain performance multi-effects powerhouse. Both modules share the exact same UI, as you can see. And we've seen someone else do this before, so we'll talk about that in a minute.
Eratus,
And Bastel is another one. And having that open source hardware behind it is also pretty good, because then you can instantly swap firmwares using the USB-C cable. So your module isn't necessarily stuck as a delay or a multi-effects thing. It could be whatever you've programmed to do. There's a caveat on that, and we'll talk about that in our little review. So let's talk about the Echoa first. So the algorithm for the spatial time machine, it's kind of like a merge between reverb and delay. Rather than treating them as separate blocks, it treats reverb as the natural evolutionary endpoint of a tightly diffused delay. So built around 4 independent delay lines, 2 stereos per side, the echoer lets you seamlessly morph a crisp digital repeat into a smeared ethereal wash. It handles everything from traditional echoes to cascading plates and hall environments by using multi-stages, all past diffusion network with the integrated character emulation engines covering digital clarity, dark bucket brigade device BBD warmth, unstable tape warbles, and dust vinyl crackle. This is all digital DSP stuff, guys, so it's all just emulating that. So it has dynamic time morphing. It has delay time spanning from microscopic 1 millisecond up to a massive 16 seconds. It has flexible routing, run the 4 delay lines in series, parallel, isolated mono, or a spectral mode utilizing a tunable crossover network of 100 Hz to 8 kHz. So it's kind of interesting what they're doing there. I actually am interested in this. The advanced reverb controls give you dedicated parameters for diffusion, which is basically a nice way of saying smearing repeats. Bloom, which is a growing short loop into a lush plate hall or tail. And then you've got bipolar damping. The character engines on the fly emulation swapping between digital BBD tape and vinyl modes, as I mentioned before. There's presets and mod loops with 16 onboard snapshot slots that save every routing choice and a CV map alongside per knob loop parameter lock modulation, which is pretty cool. So that's the echoer, and on the right, not on the photo, but maybe it is, I'm not sure, is the Spagyrus, which is the ultimate performance grid, FX, multi-FX at end of chain type thing. So it gives you 9 distinct stereo grade effects into a 3-tier vertical grid. The top, mid, and bottom slots. You can layer up to 3 effects simultaneously in series. The absolute highlight is the dedicated 32 megabyte stereo ring buffer. Time Machine. This, I thought Daren would be interested in this actually, allowing you to manually scrub and play back and perform classic vinyl stops, I should say, or accelerate time to, I don't know what a vinyl slop is, and accelerate time to catch back up to your live input. So the 3-tier multi-effect stack, layer up to 3 in series from a pool of 9 algorithms. You can have that performance DJ filter thing. The mid slot is a time machine. The bottom slot is effects like resonant phaser, studio echo, or wide ambient space reverb. And the performance controls dedicated panic mode, functionality to immediately kill audio trails via button combos or external gates, plus live looping parameter locks on every single pot. So I'm going to talk about the Alchemy architecture after we watch a little video. Here we go.
That's cool. I like that.
Like a modular version of the time tosser.
We'll leave it at that. I think that one, without a doubt, is pretty most important. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Roland Ira modules that they brought out, which had the scatter feature and things like that to a degree. So not sure if the firmware is anything similar or different, or I do remember when I had my scatter one, I was a little bit disappointed with some of the features. I didn't quite get the ability to, kind of work it in with the mix and then pause things, and it kind of was a bit clunky, that scatter module that they made. This one seems a little bit more intuitive. Maybe it's got a bit better development on the DSP side. Anyway, I do like the fact that you can swap your panels, you can swap the algorithms. You don't have to buy both modules. I think that's a good way to go. I guess the only negative thing here is that they're going to run out of ideas of what they're going to be able to build with 6 knobs and 3 buttons. There will be a limit to that. There's going to be a lot, but there will be a limit. So they're probably going to have another module which has a different UI, maybe a module with a screen on it or something. But yeah, that's probably the only thing, the trap for these guys. What would you think there, Chris?
Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Skylar. It's only got 6 knobs on it. You can't do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you need to create something else if you're in a different configuration if you want to. And like the Skylar, having a common API or platform SDK that you're building it on means you can create other ideas and different panel layouts as well. So it's you're not really trading off one for the other. Making a module which can have its firmware changed, somewhat universal. It's still a pretty good idea this day and age. Doesn't shut you off from the future.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no real downside to it. It's just, but it's digital, and I assume every now and then people rebel against digital. It comes around in cycles, like like in the Matrix. When Zion gets attacked, and it's all that stuff.
It's only binary.
Just the LED rings.
Andy, we didn't hear you. Say it again.
Oh, I was just saying Zion deserved it when they had that big awful dance scene in the movie. So,
okay. Sound-wise, I thought it could possibly be used as a standalone in a pod. I thought the actual, especially the Echoa, I thought that sounded amazing. And they were using it with a plug-in synth too. So, those sort of Eurorack modules don't have to belong in a Eurorack case, and you have to buy all Eurorack modules. You can just use them as standalones in a pod.
Yeah,
if you like it.
Yeah, the Spectral thing was kind of cool. I was playing with that.
There's a lot of development in the DAISY world, both Eurorack and desktop. It's a real hotbed of activity at the moment. So it doesn't surprise me seeing more things turning up. That's why I'm invested in it. And I'll get back to it one day.
Yeah. Well, you've got
It did sound a little bit thin. Is it just
Farco.
the way it's programmed, or what do you think?
It'll probably
There's some of
it'll probably come down to the sounds that they put into it, I guess, Andy.
yeah.
I think they used a flute. They used a saxophone.
Well, the flute sounded good.
Yeah. So the one that I thought sounded the best was when he did the modular jam at the end. I mean, that video's got another 5 minutes to go, by the way. There's other stuff in it, so you can go check it out. But I thought the sound was fine. It definitely had. There's probably like some specs about the sound.
Well,
somewhere on that. What can I tell you guys? Let me tell you. There's a little bit more to sort of unpack here. Okay, so the modules themselves are 12 HP, and they're only 20 millimeters deep, which is actually pretty cool. So, as I mentioned before, if you're wondering, it's a Electrosmith Daisy Seed 2 DSP chip that's on them. So if you know anything about programming the Daisy Seed chips, this could be right up your alley. Because you're just going into the, I think it's C++, isn't it, Chris, for Daisy?
Yep. I've got some code samples sitting right in front of me now.
Yeah, the SDK is on their website. It's fully free to download, and you can get stuck straight into it. Those two module algorithms are free to download as well. What else can I tell you?
So the chip is fine for audio and modulation. Then it's not like they're using it for audio processing. Even though it's not meant, like the Teenage Engineering Pocket Operators, those are making sound from stuff that wasn't meant to make sound, but they still sound kind of cool.
It's a proper DSP chip. Proper DSP.
The Daisy was designed for producing high quality audio effects and generators from the ground up.
So what they're saying about the Alchemy Lab is that they're giving you guys a full open source hardware abstraction layer, or HAL, and a software development kit by them, and it's a developer friendly MIT license. It's not just a bunch of pre-made algorithms to download, so you can actually go in and tweak it yourself. The deep customizers of DSP, you'll actually like the module in that sense for the eurorack development. That's probably not a bad little start. Like you've got a board that's
it make a good start, development kit. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, price wise, I'll get into price. So they're 557 Aussie or 289 British, 389 US, 340 Euro. I think they said they were available now. Yep. Now, there was something about the audio rate. I don't think it says anything about it in here. No, there's no bit rate or anything mentioned in the specs here, Andy, so you may have to dig further with that. It might actually be the spec of the Daisy DSP chip itself.
That'll be the limit. But you can run a lower sample rate if you choose to. So that's why we need to see what their SDK set it to. So they should put it on it.
I read, Chris, in here they've included in the software. They've included a kind of a bunch of code that it takes the headache out of low-level coding, like things like handling QS, PI, flashware, leveling, knob calibration, parameter pagination, smooth UI animations out of the box. So it's all included in their SDK. Yeah. That's actually pretty cool because a lot of people, they'll dive into doing a DIY module and start coding it. And before you know it, you've come up with some great ideas, but then you're faced with these standard engineering voltage issues.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone ends up writing the same middleware.
Yeah.
And it's like there's all this duplication. So it's the same old story. You need another layer, someone to produce another layer, and then have one to agree to use it. All you can do is sort of do your best and try to get followers, try to get people following your particular take on it. And, human beings are rational people. They'll make the best decision.
So to connect this thing up, USB-C There's a micro SD slot as well, and then there's the rear panel I2C SPI expansion headers as well on this. So it's kind of future-proofed in that sense.
Yeah, the Daisy C's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's still okay for that.
If you guys are interested specifically in the algorithms that we just showed you, the Echoa architecture, so stereo delay, acoustic diffusion, and reverb textures are the primary focus of that. There's 4 customizable delay lines feeding a shaped diffusion space. There's up to 16 seconds of delay. There's physically, as you can see, there's 6 CV jacks, software configurable as either inputs or outputs. There's a tap tempo or an external 24 PPQN clock sync on it, and there's 16 preset hardware snapshot slots in the memory. So that's the Echoa module.
16 programs.
The right-looking photo I mentioned at the start, I wasn't sure what that is. Actually, if you flip the module around, there's some art on the back of it. So I think that's what they were saying in the text. But let's say that's the Spagyros or Spagheros architecture. That's the end of chain multi-FX with performance glitching and audio. You would have heard the DJ sort of vinyl effects on there. You get up to 3 stackable effects processors from a choice of 9. 32 megs of stereo ring buffer, which was what they were doing with that looping playback, phrase playback type thing, kind of like the scatter, like Roland made. There's the same interface, so 6 knobs, 6 CV, 24 PPQN clock, and preset capture, and parameter locking on the CV, which is pretty cool. I like that because it's not something that you hear a lot of people doing, and I think the digital side of it gives you that benefit because it's it's a bit harder to do it. You can do it with analog gear, but you'll have to have a digital UI to sort of process the analog gear anyway. So
it's harder, way harder.
So with careful programming, do you think they could approximate that IntelliGel module that you like so much?
Don't think so.
Which one?
The one that Ranzee had last, whatever that. Is that one? Yeah, C-Legs, yeah.
Don't think so.
Is that the one? C-Legs?
No, I don't think so. No. Yeah.
No, I think that one would be a bit more
why
optimized.
Is that?
Why? Because
processing power.
I mean processing might be okay, Chris. I think it would just be purely that you just don't have enough controls. So if they were to make an interface that had the controls,
it would be a reduced
input
feature set.
It'll be a reduced feature set.
I get it.
Yep. Yeah. The other thing too is if you can imagine that the C-Legs is like 3 different delays built in together with 3 different variations, then with modulation variations, then with all the different types of inputs and output controls, and then your tenuverters. It's typical IntelliGel stuff, right? Where they just everything just explodes into I/O and controllability.
And the processing power of that chip wouldn't be enough for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you wanted to sit there and started programming it, go for it. The guy that does the IntelliGel DSP programming, he's got some skin in the game, mate. Big time. You should read up about it. He's actually very, very knowledgeable DSP programmer. And they also bring that... it's like they make noise. They bring guest DSP programmers in as well. And they'll say this module has been a collaboration between
Verb and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The 112 dB guys collaborate with, I forget who.
Yeah.
A few different people, actually.
Anyway, for me, this was a big announcement during the week. And I thought these guys probably need a little bit more, a bit of a push from us in the Eurorack world, because I feel like it's a good ethical step into Eurorack world. They're a new company. They're stepping ethically. I like the way they're going about it. It's got a bit of a mutable instruments feel to it. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Ian, enough Eurorack for you,
yes,
mate.
Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
God for that.
We've done this thing. Now we're going to do this thing. I showed this before.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? This is the murmur. I think the best way to talk about this first is to show the video. This video is weird, but not as weird as the guy pretending to be a Texan.
This is Murmur, a speaker with a world inside. It doesn't play loops or playlists. What you hear is a living sound ecosystem.
So that's the vid. Doesn't tell us a lot.
Doesn't tell us anything, does it?
It is a speaker. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Conceptual, clearly.
This is a concept. You can't buy this just yet. So let's get that out.
Oh, I think there may have been quite a bit of AI involved.
You may be able to get the software and play with the software. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So let's start sort of back. This has really probably got not a lot to do with synths, but it kind of does. It's got a world that uses synth technology and DSP and stuff like that. This is more about creating ambient audio. So if you think about it, have you ever had kids, right? This is my sort of personal take on it. When we had a baby, I think one of the babies we had liked the sound of white noise, and I used to use my phone. And there were apps you could get with white noise, right? And you probably think to yourself, "What, Ranz? Why don't you just get a synth, record the noise, and play that back?" Well, I could have, but these apps were free and they just play all day long. Anyway, when you think about it, it's just a noise generator. Well, whether you use background sounds to push through a tight, some people this is actually a thing. I didn't actually realize how big this is. So ambient sound isn't just us listening to your favorite ambient CD or Spotify track or whatever. It's some people actually use some recordings of rainforests, or they might have a white noise generator.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, it's actually a thing, and it's quite big.
Definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, whether you do that to calm your mind, make yourself after a long day, or whether you've had a fight with someone or combat insomnia, maybe you've woken up in the middle of the night, these are the sort of tools that people use, right? And then the moment that you notice that something sort of it's like if you've recorded a rainforest and then all of a sudden a big semi-truck drives past, it just ruins the mood, right? So what these guys are saying is they want, this is like a generative sort of ambient soundscape, and it's configurable, and
Is that
also,
top full of microphone?
Don't know. Let's just read. So, designed in collaboration between two different companies, OIO and Mattering Studio, the Murmur is an innovative ambient sound concept that replaces static audio files with live, autonomous digital simulations. Instead of hitting play on a static loop, you are tuning into the persistent and always evolving world populated by digital sounds that live out of their lives inside this weird AI ecosystem, right? So the core features of this is that you have persistent virtual ecosystems. Underlying simulations runs continuously in the background, whether it's turned on or off. The environment changes organically over time, meaning the soundscape shifts based on what's happening in that digital world at any exact millisecond. The three distinct worlds: there's a block world, which is a bustling urban landscape filled with sounds from morning rushes, street musicians, delivery robots, traffic, and local pigeons. Then you've got the plot, a dense forest ecosystem layered with rustling leaves, shifting weather patterns, diverse bird songs, and the occasional footstep of a digital hiker. And the last one is the pond, a tranquil aquatic space dictated by gentle waves, passing boats, swimming fish, and the odd quack of a duck. I like that one. So these are agent-based audio generations are synthesized dynamically based on the actions and paths of the individual characters or agents interacting with the simulation. There's zero repetition because it relies on generic path, physics and behavior rules rather than static audio playback, and the soundscape never repeats itself. So that would kind of be a big thing for certain people if they wanted to not be subject to the same sound over and over again and get that sort of monotonous sort of
replay effect.
Yeah, that part
shotgun effect. Yeah.
So it's production-ready integration for musicians and sound engineers. The project includes a dedicated Max for Live patch, allowing creators to route their living unpredictable environment textures directly into Ableton Live. And there is no pricing yet. It's completely operated as a high-concept working prototype at the moment with an active design exploration. The physical 3D printed hardware speaker is not yet mass-produced for commercial retail sale. The creators are actively seeking a manufacturing and hardware partner to bring the physical unit to scale. I think they kind of have done a pretty good job of what it looks like to me anyway. However,
absolutely.
The experience itself is accessible to the public online. So you're actually able to go and check this out now. There is actually a web streaming platform which is free and open access. You can tune into the live simulation directly via their official radio stream. Now, I don't know whether that will give me a copyright strike or not, but we can try. So we'll go to that in a sec. And then, like I said, to mention to you before, Ian, that there is the Max for Live integration patch, which is also free and open source.
I love this.
So,
sounding good so far.
You may not want to get the speaker because you could just chuck it in Ableton, right?
Yeah.
This is why
just
I wanted
as
to show
a plugin, it'd be great.
So the website is murmur.living, and we'll go and visit it and see what we can come up with. Let's go to visit it now. Bang, there it is there. All right, let's have a look here. We can press play here, I guess. Here we go. Don't know what it's doing, but anyway.
That's the joy of random. You can never quite count on it. So
yeah.
So the block, the plot, the pond. Okay, so that's the three different dots, right? I can still see the dots there. So there's a three. So we can go.
Rainforest.
So let's do that one. This is the block.
I'm hearing a common synthesis type engine involved in everything I'm hearing here.
Yeah, I'm not actually blown away by it at the moment, but I'd be interested to try out the Max for Live.
I think the theory behind it and the graphics made it look cooler than it actually is, but the idea is interesting at least.
And of course, there are apps out there that you can get for your iPad that'll do this, but I love the idea of it.
Well, anyway, you can join in.
Okay, so you can look at the world. That's what that is. It's a visual thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it.
So
it's certainly interesting.
Yeah.
I was so excited at the beginning, but then slightly underwhelmed by what I heard there. But I think
you need to be. You're the perfect person to become a backer or a funder, mate. Then. Because you can see where it can go. You can see exactly where it can go. You're the right person.
Guys in chat, if you couldn't hear it, it was really quiet. You go check it out.
It was quiet, yeah.
Murmur.living is the URL. Murmur.living. I'll type it in here for you. HTTPS murmur.
Ian mentioned iOS. There's a program that I haven't had a chance to use yet, but I found it. It's called, see it there, PD Party. It loads pure data sketches on
PD
your
Party.
iPhone or iPad.
All right.
And you could do this kind of stuff and load it on your iPhone, but they're easier apps to use. There's an old one that's defunct called RJDJ, and it would pick up ambient stuff around you and run it through weird algorithms live, and you never knew what you're going to get. Unfortunately, you can't load it anymore. It's a defunct app.
Yeah,
But,
I have something. I have an app that I've used before.
But
what
Fieldscaper
was it
kicks
called?
ass. If you haven't seen Fieldscaper, it does a similar thing. You can
Fieldscaper.
load in.
That's it. That's exactly what. Yeah,
Yeah,
they've got two.
and
They've
it
got
has
Fieldscaper,
pages and
they've got
pages
another-
of modulations, and you can use
yeah,
pre-recorded
they've
stuff
got
or
another one
live.
as well. Yeah,
I did a.
yeah.
I was New Year's Eve. I was stuck at a bar. My girlfriend went to some party with her friends, and I was just like, I don't want to go. So I went to a local bar in San Francisco. I'm just hanging out, and this kid was screaming his head off, super annoying. Right? I said, sound source. So I got Fieldscaper out, and I got some wicked, crazy stuff by processing this little brat screams.
That's the spirit.
So Fieldscaper, very cool stuff.
When I was
Yeah.
when I was in Singapore, I was recording with the voice recorder some of the subway sounds and some of the other things. I just chucked my phone in my pocket and recorded.
Oh yeah,
Next
So
up,
I
I'm
do
always
that.
recording crap everywhere. It's fun.
Have you guys ever been? I don't know if this is. This is definitely a thing in the UK because I've seen it there, but in America probably as well. But I don't know other parts of the world. We in the Western world we have this obsession, with some people do, with these stores that sell incense and dream catchers and and pebbles, quartz.
We've got-
right. These are these
Hey,
shops.
It's all about the crystals, man.
I live near Glastonbury, and that's full of
That's
those
that's
shops.
literally probably where it all came from.
Yeah.
It all just
Yeah.
Hey, you know the
exploded from
rose
there.
quartz sounds different than
Yeah.
the regular quartz.
So have you guys
come
ever?
on now.
You guys have ever been to one of those shops, right? We've all been in. I've been in. Everyone's been in.
Yeah,
right?
Quite
And
fun,
have you ever
actually.
noticed that they've got some ambient music playing in it?
Oh,
And-
yeah. They've always got something going.
I don't know if this is just a me thing or if this is everyone. You go in there and you know, whatever reason you're in there, you're walking around and you're listening to the music and you're thinking to yourself, I could do this. This is so easy.
Yes.
Right? Who's thought that?
Hey, in
Well, the
fact,
good
I have
shops
done
play
this.
Tangerine Dream, Vangelis, Kataro, stuff like that. So you'll hear good music in those shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Listen
the
to
funny
my
thing
next
is
album.
that we've
Follow
never, I don't know, you guys might have, but I've never ever gone to the point where I've gone, I'm motivated now. I'm going to go and make an ambient album. It just, I don't know,
Not
it just
from- not from
doesn't
going
seem
to
to be
shop,
a
though.
challenge for me.
It's and it's also kind of a moment. I know, at least for me, it's like there's moments where you just enjoy that kind of experience, but it's transitory. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's why you
committing
have to
to
find a
full
screaming
album is
brat,
something
process the audio, and
Yeah.
I play the instrument over stuff like this. That's you.
Yeah.
That's what I did on the last album. That and the Terror. I put other stuff over that sort of
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
generative background. And I've done quite a bit.
I was in a coffee.
Max.
I was in a coffee shop the other day, and the fan in the bathroom made this amazing rattle pattern, kind of semi-random, and the reverb of the room and stuff. So I recorded that to use for something. I mean, stuff like that's really fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then you had, you know, in the 90s, you had Enigma.
Oh yeah.
And so those shops used to just play Enigma on loop
Enigma's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Enigma.
with Sandra.
Or the chant albums with the monks chanting. With
Yeah. Can't
Yeah,
be a
the chanting.
Gregorian chant,
Yeah.
can you?
Anyway, we are finished with news. What did you guys like the most?
The last one.
You liked the last one? Gee, how did I guess?
It's a cool idea.
Sorry. It is a cool idea. It needs a bit of work, shall we say?
I'm finding it hard to find news to show you guys. So we
It's
are
sad when the
scraping-
graphics you look at inside are better than the output, right? So-
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of a little kaleidoscope thing, but different again. I don't know. They'll work it out. I don't know
Well,
how.
if you could rotate it and shake it and do stuff like that and make it more interactive, that would be fun.
They need to sell it to those Dreamcatcher crystal shops. I reckon
They
they'll
put
be lapping it
accelerometer
up.
on board. so they can
turn it into some sort of crystal ball thing where they can actually see the world in the crystal ball, and people will get really la about it. Yeah.
Imagine
good for
seeing
your
all these
lining your
people walking
chakras.
around with one of those
Yeah.
stuck to their eye going,
Yeah, and it's making all that ambient music
Wow.
for their store, and it's evolving.
You see, it uses 432 as the root, so it's going to line things up properly.
432. Oh, God. Let's start on that again, shall we? The vibrations. It's all about the vibrations,
I love someone actually did analysis. I think it was Adam Neely. He did a video once on 432, and he said, all right, let's just make some music with these things that people think is so magical. And it sounded horrible, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But everyone can tune to it. It's not hard.
You can, but I mean, things didn't line up because the math was wrong, right? So it just created dissonance instead of beautiful tones.
Well, yeah, I think you end up playing in minor or something. That was the weird thing about it, which is kind of like a negative connotation. So,
and I like microtonal stuff too. I mean, microtonal is way out there, but it can be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do a synth quiz clue.
Synth quiz.
Yeah.
Synth quiz. Synth quiz.
Synth quiz.
Synth quiz. Synth quiz.
I mean, if it doesn't go with the first one, it's going to go with the second. The keys to select are harmonics for a digital waveform.
Oh.
Ooh. If it doesn't go with that, it's not going to go ever. That's probably going to give it now. All right. Now, speaking of... Ian's got to crack his fingers because... Here we go.
Okay. So, welcome to the 18th of July. We're starting with some births and deaths. We're starting with the English novelist William Makepeace Thackeray, if I can even say his bloody name. Known for Vanity Fair and the History of Henry Esmond Esquire, born in India. Also, that was on 1811. So in 1817, the novelist Jane Austen died today. She wrote such classics as Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. I've not read any of Jane Austen's book, but I have seen the films. She died in Winchester in Hampshire at a very young age of 41. Although I suppose in 1817, 41 was probably considered quite old, really. Jumping almost 100 years, 1918, born today, the very wonderful Nelson Mandela, South Africa's black nationalist and statesman. He had a long prison imprisonment. Try saying that. From 1962 to 1990, and obviously after that he ascended to the presidency from 94 to 99, and he was symbolised the aspirations of the country's black majority. In 1922, slight side shift. Still, we'll get to music. We're doing the other stuff first. So we had the trial of the infamous Black Sox. It began today. So this was 8 Chicago White Sox players. Now, apparently they played something called baseball, which I think we call rounders. I mean, I don't know what all the fuss about baseball is. Sorry, Andy. But these players stood accused
Doesn't matter.
of
It's okay.
accepting bribes.
I used to play as a kid. So.
Oh, right. Well, I played rounders as a kid, but I think we invented it. But yeah, go sue me. So the jury acquitted them after Key Evans disappeared. So that's interesting, isn't it? So the baseball's commissioner permanently banned all of the 8 players, including the legendary outfielder Joe Jackson. Jackson was promised $20,000 for throwing the series, more than 3 times his $6,000 annual salary. In the end, the poor guy only received $5,000, and he did spend pretty much the rest of his life trying to get himself unbanned. Throughout the 20s and 30s, Jackson played in what was called outlaw ball around the country under an assumed name, and all the efforts to reinstate him were denied. He later popped up in some film with Kevin Costner called Field of Dreams. Also in 1921, born today, John Glenn, the first US astronaut to orbit the Earth, completing 3 orbits in 1962. He was born in Ohio on October the 29th. And on October the 29th, 1998, Glenn returned to space as a payload specialist on the 9-day mission aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery. At the time, he's probably been beaten now, but he was the oldest person ever to travel in space, and he was 77 years old. So happy birthday, Glenn, John. 1929, born today, American singer, songwriter, musician, Screaming Jay Hawkins. Now, this guy had a life. So a Golden Gloves boxing champion at 16. He was married 9 times, fathered over 30 children, spent 2 years in jail and was temporarily blinded by one of his flaming props on stage in 1976. Recorded I Put a Spell on You in 1956, which was covered by many acts, including The Animals, Creedence Clearwater Revival and Nina Simone. Died on the 12th of February 2070 after emergency surgery for an aneurysm. But that guy had a life, didn't he? Married 9 times. Also, birthday today, 1941, German record producer and singer Frank Farian. He founded the 70s disco pop group Boney M, the Latin pop band No Mercy, who I've never heard of, and the very controversial pop band Milli Vanilli. And over the course of his career, he sold over 850 million records. And in 1990, Farian confessed to orchestrating the events leading to the Milli Vanilli scandal. As a producer, he assembled a group of session musicians and fronted the actual project vocally. But then he got 2 dancers, Robert Pilatus and Fabric. These names, I'm rubbish at names. Robert Pilatus and Fabrice Morvan. There you go. And following an 89 performance where the backing track error failed, it revealed the singers had been lip syncing all the time. He later confirmed to the press, and others had sung on the album. Milli Vanilli's 1990s Grammy Award for Best New Artist was revoked, and at least 26 lawsuits were filed in the United States under US Consumer Fraud Protection Acts. He died on the 23rd of January in 2024, aged 82. Also born in 1941, Martha Reeves, America's R&B pop singer and former politician. She had a 1964 UK number 2 and 69 number 4 single with the Vanillas, Dancing in the Street. It was covered by Bowie and Jagger, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was for. Was it for... was it Live Aid? I think it was Live Aid, wasn't it? Anyway, plus sort of 10 other US and 6 UK top 40 singles. I reviewed her show at Edinburgh Fringe back in 2013, and she was absolutely appalling. Bless her. I'm sorry, voice had gone. And people were actually walking out of that show. I mean, it was, people had paid good money to see her, and I think she's still doing shows, I believe it or not. But so 2013, the voice had disappeared, but decent in the back in the day, really. Jumping to 1950, today's the birthday of Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Records and the Virgin Empire. And Branson had bought a country estate in Oxford in 1972, where he installed a residential recording studio, the Manor Studio. He leased the studio time to fledgling artists, including multi-instrumentalist Mike Oldfield, whose debut album, Tubular Bells, in 1973, was the first release for Virgin Records and became a chart-topping bestseller. Virgin signed controversial bands such as the Sex Pistols. I think that was probably the only controversial band that Virgin signed, but anyway. And Virgin Records would go on to sign Rolling Stones, Peter Gabriel, XTC, Japan, UB40, blah, blah, blah. They became the world's independent largest record label, but not anymore. Branson sold Virgin to Thorn EMI in 1992, and is now part of UGM, the Universal Music Group. Boo. Enough said, really. Jumping to 1952, truck driver, some bloke called Elvis Presley, made his first ever recording. He paid $3.98 to make his first demo at Sun Studios in Memphis, recording My Happiness, and That's Where Your Heartache Begins, and reportedly gave the record to his mother as a belated birthday present. The so-called Vanity Disc would surface 37 years later as part of the RCA compilation called Elvis, The Great Performances. I'm probably thinking it wasn't maybe Elvis's greatest performance, but anyway, I've never heard it. So anyway, 1964, Rolling Stones made their US chart debut with Not Fade Away, a remake of Buddy Holly and the Crickets song. Peaked at number 48, didn't get very far, did it, during the 13-week run. And it would take them another 3 singles to crack the top 10 in the US. 1966, Bobby Fuller, leader of the Bobby Fuller 4, was found dead in his car in Los Angeles, aged poor 23, poor lad. Fuller died of a mysterious illness, accident really, from gasoline asphyxiation while parked outside his apartment. Police labelled it as a suicide, but there is a possibility of foul play, has always been mentioned. He had the 1966 US number 9 single, I Fought the Law, great song, written by Sonny Curtis from Buddy Holly and the Crickets and covered brilliantly by The Clash. 1968, while working on Abbey Road Studios, the Beatles recorded Cry Baby Cry and Helter Skelter. One take for Helter Skelter lasted 27 minutes and 11 seconds. It's the longest Beatles recording ever. I have to say I've never heard that, but I've heard the version of Helter Skelter on, I think it's the White... it's not on Abbey Road, is it? I thought it was on the White Album, Helter Skelter. Anyway, I've not done my correct research there. Jumping a year, 1969, during sessions again at Abbey Road Studios in London, Ringo Starr recorded his vocals for Octopus's Garden for the Abbey Road album. Starr had written the song when he quit the Beatles the previous year, and while he was staying on actor Peter Sellers' yacht in the Mediterranean. How the Other Half Live. 1970, UK BBC Radio 1 DJ Kenny Everett was sacked after he joked on air that the wife of the Conservative Transport Minister John Payton, he was the Transport Minister in Edward Heath's government, his wife Mary took her driving test and passed it after many tries. Kenny Everett's off-the-cuff joke was that she'd passed it because she crammed a fiver into the examiner's hand. The BBC found this joke so indefensible, they fired Kenny Everett immediately. I mean, I have to say, it didn't do him any harm.
Wow. It was all done in the best possible taste.
Possible taste, exactly. Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson had to punch someone to get fired.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah, they have. All 6 members of Sly and the Family Stone were arrested after police found 2 pounds of marijuana in the group's motorhome. This major drug bust was a turning point for the band. At the time, the band was a massive success. However, frequent drug use began to hurt their shows and recording schedules, and was just the sort of sign of growing problems. Over the next few years, missing shows, constant drug abuse caused the original band to break up. Next year, 1973, on this day, Bruce Springsteen played the first of 4 nights at Max's Kansas Cafe in New York City, supported, this is a gig I would like to go to see, supported by Bob Marley and the Wailers, who was on their first ever North American tour. Also in 1974, on today's date, the US Board of Immigration Appeals informed John Lennon that he had 60 days to leave the country or face deportation. This was the second time that the ex-Beatle, who had been deemed unresirable because of a 1968 marijuana possession charge, had faced deportation orders, the first coming the previous year. To Lennon's relief, the US court appealed the deportation threat in 75, and the following year he was granted his permanent residence, or his green card, wasn't it? And obviously he stayed there for the rest of his life. In 1978, Def Leppard, some local band from Sheffield, made their live debut in their hometown at Westfield School in Sheffield. The gig took place in the school's dining hall before an audience of 150 students. The group would record an independent release EP a year later, launching a career that would take them from the 1980s and yield 7 platinum LPs. 1988, died today, 49-year-old singer, songwriter, model, and actress Nico. Here we go with the names again. You ready for this? She was born Christa Pafgen in Cologne, Germany. She started out as a teenage fashion model before moving into movies and music. Her association with the pop art guru Andy Warhol, who managed the Velvet Underground, led to her appearing on the band's debut album, The Velvet Underground and Nico, in '67. At the insistence of Warhol, she sang lead on 3 songs on the album. I have to say, I didn't think Nico had a particularly good voice, but that's my opinion. Although the rest of the album I think is really good. At the same time, she started a solo career, and the same year she released her solo debut, Chelsea Girl, the first of 7 solo studio albums. Nico died after suffering a minor heart attack while riding a bicycle on holiday with her son in Ibiza in Spain. 1988, all-round bad boy Ike Turner and wife beater was sentenced in Santa Monica, California for 1 year in jail for possessing and transporting cocaine. Police have stopped Turner, former husband of Tina, in August of '87 for driving erratically and found 6 grams of rock cocaine in his car. Jumping to 1992, today is the day that Bobby Brown married Whitney Houston. That was a relationship made in hell, wasn't it? At her New Jersey estate, she wore a dress which cost $40,000, and those in attendance included Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, Natalie Cole, Patti LaBelle, somebody called Freddie Jackson, don't know him. After years of making tabloid headlines, she would file for divorce in September 2006, and I suspect he was probably responsible for a lot of her drug problems. But anyway, 1994, Kiss from a Rose was released today by Seal, Grammy Recording Artist of the Year and Song of the Year. Kiss from a
What the hell?
That is brilliant. Now I like Seal. So I'm taking an offence at that.
I like
Technically, it's Sea Lion, not Seal, but I'm
yeah. So Kiss from a Rose it was actually written in 1987. Several years prior to the release of the Seal's debut album in '91. After writing the song, Seal felt embarrassed by it and threw the tape in the corner, apparently. Seal did not present it to producer Trevor Horn until the recording session for Seal 2 in 1994. There's a really, really good podcast about them making that record. It's Song Exploder. So I'll check that out.
Oh, cool.
I know. 1998, Beastie Boys went to #1 in the UK album charts with Hello Nasty. Yeah, only the second rap album to make #1 in the UK. We're not that big on rap, are we? The first being the Wu-Tang Clan, apparently. 2001, Kiss added another product to their ever-growing merchandising universe, and I think all major artists should do this. This was called the Kiss Casket. A coffin featured the faces of all 4 founding members of the band, the Kiss logo, and the words "Kiss Forever." Apparently, I mean, he must have been given this. Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell was buried in one of these after he was shot and killed on stage in December 2004.
Gene Simmons will sell anything, and Chris Coffin's a real thing. They've sold a bunch of them, so yeah.
I'm sure they have. Yeah, I'm sure if people have got enough money, you can sell anything. You can sell snow to Eskimos. 2002, Rolling Stone crew chief, 54-year-old Royden McGee, who had worked with the band for 30 years, died during a rehearsal in Toronto. A spokesman for the band said that McGee had said that he wasn't feeling well and went to another room to take a nap. The Stones had just finished dinner and was resuming rehearsals when they got word that McGee had collapsed and stopped breathing. He was taken by ambulance to a nearby Sunnybrook hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The members of the band said they were absolutely devastated by his death. 2007, Paul Simon filed a lawsuit against Rhythm USA Incorporated, a Georgia-based subsidiary of a Japanese firm, claiming that the company never asked his permission to sell wall clocks that played Bridge Over Troubled Waters. The suit came as one of the best-known songs throughout the world. A proper licensing agreement apparently would have earned at least $1 million licensing fee. 2007, Sting and his wife, Trudy Styler, those are known for tantric sex and other weird stuff, were ordered to pay their former chef compensation after losing a sexual discrimination case. Jane Martin, 41, was awarded just under £25,000 an employment tribunal in Southampton, England, after she was sacked by the couple for becoming pregnant. How about that? 2008, Rolling Stone, Ronnie Wood, was seeking help to battle his alcohol addiction, and he was in a rehabilitation centre today. The move followed tabloid speculation over the state of his 23-year-old marriage to former model Jo Wood, and following Ronnie's continued battle with alcoholism, he entered for a period of rehab. His spokesman said, I suspect he got out of it okay, or maybe he's still drinking, who knows. Also today, 2013, the city of Detroit submitted a claim for Chapter 9 bankruptcy protection.
Shout out to Detroit.
The largest such filing in a US city. It sounds like a political stunt to some extent. The city officially emerged from bankruptcy the following year. Didn't take them long, did it? 2017, R&B singer R. Kelly denied allegations that he was holding several young women in an abusive cult. The singer's lawyer said that he would work diligently and forcibly to pursue his accusers and clear his name. A report accused the singer of brainwashing women who got closer to him in an effort to boost their musical careers. There's actually a documentary about this. He has faced previous accusations of sexual misconduct, but was never found guilty until his career ended in 2021 and 22, when he was convicted and subsequently got a 31-year prison sentence for a series of child sexual offences. Although, hot off the press yesterday, he did ask somebody called Mr. Donny J. Trumpton to commute his 30-year prison sentence. More to follow, I guess, really. 2018, Cliff Richards wins a privacy case against the BBC for reporting that he was being investigated over historic child sexual assault. Cliff was awarded a total of £210,000 in damages. This included £190,000 in damages and £20,000 for aggravated damages, paid for by my and the rest of the UK's BBC licence fee. Hey ho. 2019, apparently Ed Sheeran shattered Spotify's streaming record with the release of his number 6 collaborations project, a collection of an album I've not listened to, a collection of music alliances with Justin Bieber, Cardi B, loads of Eminem, other people. The album accrued 69 million streams in the first month of release, the highest amount achieved by a recording artist at the time. This new record wasn't the first time Sheeran broke records. His last album, Divide, set a new record with 56 million streams on the day of release. While apparently Shapes of You picked up over 10 million streams on its first day.
You said Spotify?
Last but not least,
You said Spotify?
That's Spotify, yeah.
I say
Spotify. Yay! Yeah, I completely agree.
Wow.
You will not.
That was a bit nasty.
You will not find any current or new music from Sinners Music, including Ranzee, on Spotify, because they just don't pay artists. We know that, or they don't pay smaller artists. Last one, 2023. Figures released by the industry body UK Music suggested that music tourism contributed 6.6 billion to the economy with over 1.1 million people coming to the UK from overseas in 2022 to attend concerts, peaking at over 1 million for the first time. UK Music, which represents the industry, actually, I don't think it represents all of us in the industry, said another 13 million music tourists travelled to the UK to attend gigs by artists including Ed Sheeran, it's that bugger again, and Elton John, contributing to a total music tourism yearly spend of 6.6 billion. I mean, a lot of this is the cost of bloody tickets as much as anything, isn't it? Anyway, and there's an estimate of to sustain 56,000 jobs. I don't know. I would say the jury's probably out on that. Not a lot changed on the charts. UK, they've been banging on the UK this week about the bloody Sam Fender and Olivia Dean being the longest record, because it's beaten Wet's record, but not consecutively, because it's not been at number one the whole time.
Out,
anyway, yeah. So that's number one single. America's single is still choosing Texas. Australia is also choosing Texas. The album across all three countries is Madonna with Confessions 2, which apparently I've heard was good, but I haven't listened to it. And the film everybody's watching, which according to my daughter-in-law, who has been to see it, is Mona, and is absolutely shockingly bad. That was today.
Yeah. Well, got one more, Ian. One more.
Go then. Yeah.
One more, and we've got a graphic. On this day last year, at the Coldplay concert.
Coldplay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes. The scandal.
I had this in there, and then I took it out because apparently when I looked at the Guardian article, it wasn't today, it's in 2 days' time. So I wasn't quite sure because I wasn't 100% sure it was.
We don't do a show in 2 days' time.
That.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Exactly. It's close enough.
I saw that. But
Round it down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Apparently, he did lose his job, but she got death threats. She had left her husband about a month before, apparently, and obviously she was having an affair with her boss. But she had something like 500 calls in one day on her phone because people got a phone number, and then she had loads of death threats, which is just not on. I mean, all right, she's having an affair with a married man, but it doesn't. It happens. It doesn't deserve death threats. It does happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
I blame Coldplay. I'll make Coldplay history. That's my motto.
Well, we'll head down to the Synth Quiz Central. Well done, Ian. Well done. We're going to do the third clue. I think we're probably getting close to tying this one up. The third clue is 2 massive treaded rubber bumpers. Or as I like to say, rubber baby bumper, rubber baby bumper.
I'm trying to think now. I know this thing.
Wasn't that like a thing that people used to say before they go on stage? Rubber baby bumper. To try and get their...
as in a vocal...
Yeah, a vocal thing.
Warm-up.
Yeah.
I used to go me.
Black pepper, yellow pepper, yeah. Black pepper, yellow pepper. Black pepper, yellow pepper.
Peter Packer peppers.
Exactly, yeah. There's probably several.
Did you say Peppa Pig?
Too.
What? Oh.
Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers.
I know. I grew up with that.
Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
The rain in Spain plays more than plain.
Yes, every one of those. So I feel like we're probably going to have a winner in the Synth Quiz, no doubt.
Yeah. I'll know it when I see it. I do know this synth. I never owned this synth, but I do know it, I'm sure. I just can't think what it is.
I like the second clue. It's very verbose, So
Okay. It was.
It's pretty clear.
Indeed it was.
I don't know what it is.
Shall we announce the winner? I think we've got one.
Yeah.
Let's stop the quiz. I think the last clue pretty much gave it away, and that might have been a hint right there. But here is the answer to the quiz. It is an Oscar.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a couple of things. I mean, I don't have a lot of room to write some, so I actually wouldn't mind actually making it a bit bigger, but I don't know if it's too confusing or not. But yeah,
just seen Steve Smith's Dyson domestic vacuum cleaner. That's superb.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we go. So which one was he? He was. we've got to announce the winner properly on the system. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2. Okay, cool. I think it's 2. I think it goes that way. So winner 2. That should do it. Does that work? Yay, Vicky's got it. So let's go quiz leaders. Well done, Vicky. Now, it should say Vicky's got 3, I think, now.
Is he beating
Indeed it
Wagyu?
does. Indeed it does.
Oh, no. Wagyu's got 5.
Wagyu's got 5. There is... I don't know why it's not
Yeah,
showing.
no one's beating Wagyu.
Yeah, come on, Vicky.
lofty
You can
goal.
do it, man.
It's a lofty goal, but
Oh, what went wrong there? YouTube, you actually suck. What the hell?
No. I wasn't sure if it was me or
Let's try again.
the stream.
There we go. Top 5 geeks. Wagyu on 5, Bicky on 3, Steve Smith on 2, and Babs and a whole bunch of others on 1. So it only does for 5. So yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Well done. So a couple of things. The entire metal chassis is literally held together by 2 massive treaded rubber bumpers that double as its end cheeks. So that was that last clue. With the digital waveforms, it allows you to build an additive digital waveform from scratch by using the actual piano keys, select and dial in a specific harmonic overtone. And also the monophonic signal is fed into a brutal multipole dual analog filter that excels at formant vocal sounds and overdrive. Now I could have, with that third clue, or it was actually the first clue, I could have used any of those bits about the filter. I could have said formant vocal. I could have done that because it was all relative. But I just love the brutal multipole dual analog filter because it's a brutal filter. It's a brutal filter. Yeah, there we go. Time for this. Well done, chatties. There we go. Who's got an Oscar?
No, never played one.
I feel for me,
I have Kent's controller for the software. That's close enough.
I've always been weirded out by the partitioning of that synth. It's kind of, you're over here, and then you have to go, now you're over here. Because those I don't know if they're rubber or what they are, but those things, they really stick up quite high. And
I always thought it was because you could stack them and not damage the knobs.
Apparently that's the whole point of it, is that you could put them on shelves. Yeah. But yeah.
Sounds like something they do for Amazon. We need to design the synth so it's easy to stack in the warehouse. That's number one.
Drones do it now.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, when I was in Singapore, I did not manage to go and find a synth shop, which I was a little bit disappointed in because I went into the main. It's called Orchard Road. It's the main shopping district in the actual city.
Oh yes.
And in Orchard Road, it's just all corporate retail greed. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All the brands are there. I'm not going to name any brands. I don't want to get in trouble.
Designer brands, yeah.
Designer brands, and it's all clothing and fragrances and makeup and food. And I really just not interested in that crap.
No.
It's like spot the man. There's none. If there's a man there,
Exactly.
he's either a tourist like me or the wife's dragged him.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Look, there are probably
He's shopping for something fabulous.
There's the odd man there. But yeah. He might not like having an Adam's apple. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to get in trouble. Anyway, So I didn't find any, which I was actually quite sad. And I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's probably awesome
There must be. There must be.
music shops there. Because that's kind of one of the things I do, is if I go to a different place that I haven't been to, or I haven't been to a while in that case, I do like to try and find, you know, a good synth store, or if they don't have a synth store as such, they'll have a music store, no doubt. And like I said, I'm sure they have them, but they weren't in the routes that we were, you know, traveling. One of the things I liked about it, though, is, you know, you could traverse this, it's called the MRT, it's their subway train system, right? And you could traverse this train system pretty much anywhere. There wasn't a lot of having to get off and go for a walk somewhere. It was pretty much the way that they've developed their city is it's all hubs. So you get off at a train station and everything is just basically hanging off the edge of that train station. So
Sounds great.
You go up an escalator and then there's a shopping center and then there's food courts and there's supermarkets, and if you do have to venture outdoors, it's usually for the lesser things that you'd need to venture out for. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because like I reckon there'd be people that haven't seen sunlight for ages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you have heard the famous saying in Singapore, which if anyone goes and works there for any length of time, it's like, you'll find out sooner or later that all the staff like to wear jumpers in the heat. So that's why the air conditioning's set to -5.
Oh my God, the hotel that we stayed in,
they always turn it down, don't they?
We couldn't get it to get any hotter.
Get it to move.
Was so cold. And we were sleeping in our hotel room, all like I had tracksuit pants, jumper, doona over me. We asked the people to bring extra blankets up. It was so freezing cold. It was weird. Actually bizarre. Someone mentioned Google Maps is good for finding stuff. Actually, no. Google Maps was terrible. Yeah. One of the things that Google Maps fails at is the ability to know when something is on a basement level below where you currently are.
The stacking.
The stacking.
Yeah, Singapore's really stacked.
Big time.
Basements.
In fact, there was this place we went to in Orchard, which is their Orchard Road, their main shopping district. And there's one shopping centre, and then underneath it, there's another shopping centre. Literally underneath another shopping. And so there's like 4 stories in this one shopping centre. And then down below underneath that, there's another 2 levels or 3 levels of this other shopping centre, which is like literally connected to all the subway levels. Yeah. And we were trying to find this Japanese stationery shop called Muchi or something. And it's quite well. Yeah, it's quite well known. My daughter wanted me to get her something from there. Yeah. And I'm like,
Jane likes Muchi.
Using Google Maps, I'm like, I'm right freaking here. It's not there. Like, where is it? Like, it's not there. And so we just, maybe it's, one of those things where the shop's moved on and someone else has moved in. You don't know. Anyway, so we gave up and we walked down. So we had to go to the basement to get to the MRT, the subway. And literally at the corner of my eye, I saw the entry to this shopping centre, and it had, I think it was at 333 or something in a big sort of neon light. And I remember looking at this Google map, and it said this Muchi shop, or whatever it's called, is at 333. And I'm like, there it is. It's like literally 4 stories below where we were. Google Maps fails. It's crazy though. Like I don't know. I think the thing that really kind of made me imagine being a kid, right? I think as a kid, that would be so cool. Like going up and down different levels, and you're in underground, and you might be like 4 or 5 stories underground, and you're sort of exploring different train levels, different shopping center levels. It would have been so cool. I just remember my son kind of wandering around with us, and he just had a little spring in his step everywhere we went. He was whistling, he was clicking his fingers.
Exciting,
yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
Typical 12-year-old.
I get it.
Don't me start on Google Maps. Is doing all the rideshare stuff. I'm seeing constant problems with them. They don't update a damn thing. There are streets that are 7 years old that have not been drivable, and they try to send me down there. So Google doesn't give a
Oh,
rat's
yeah.
ass about anything.
You reckon they've sort of
They're
backed off on
lazy.
it?
They're charging people to use it, and they don't care.
Mm.
Ridiculous.
This app
And it
that
wastes my
I
time.
used,
It wastes everyone's time. Yeah.
I got this app. It's called City Mapper. It's free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've got
that
City
recently.
Mapper.
It is so
Yeah,
good.
it's great.
It's so
It's
good.
brilliant. And I mean, I use it everywhere because in the UK, it's brilliant in London because it will tell you the easiest way of getting, and the cheapest way as well. Because getting across London is usually on the tube rather than buses and stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic here. But it also, it works in Frome. If I'm in the middle of town and I want to know what time a bus is going to come,
It works here too. It's everywhere.
Just using City Mapper is brilliant.
I found it on a YouTube video. I was watching about London getting around stuff and all since I'm going there. And that app is so cool. Not only does it tell you what train to take, but which car to sit in so you're closest to the door you want to go to.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
That's
just
crazy,
fantastic.
right?
Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah. So it will work for everywhere in London.
It works in a lot of places in the world. It's growing and growing and growing. I don't know how it is in America, but in all the Asian countries, it's really, really good. It was recommended to me because the guy that actually used it, he used it in London. That's exactly why he liked it. And then he went to Hong Kong. This guy is the guy that I know. He was born in Hong Kong. He's English. There's a lot of English people that were born in Hong Kong because prior to 1997 type thing. And so he went to London. He used it there because he didn't know London. He was born in Hong Kong, right? And he used it in Hong Kong. And then he was in Singapore. He used it in Singapore, and it was fantastic. And all of a sudden now he's got this app that's working in multiple parts of the world.
I mean, you just open it up when you get into a city, and it says, "I'm swapping cities for you," and then within 10 seconds, it's welcome to London, welcome to Bristol, wherever. It's great.
And you can say to it, I want to go on foot. So I want to go on foot, or I want to walk,
pedestrian-friendly.
or I want to ride a bike, or I want to catch the tube, whatever it is, whichever one you want. And you can just click on the little icon, and it will tell you exactly how to get somewhere. We had this little journey where we had to find a floorball shop, which is to get all because my kitty needed a new stick, right? He didn't really need one, but we needed one just in case. So we noticed in a couple of games, some of the kids, their sticks were snapping, and they were getting, getting hit from one of the kids, and they were snapping. And we thought, no, we don't want to be stuck without a stick. And it was due for one anyway. So we went to this place that was recommended to us, and it was like a massive, journey. And this was one of the rare things where I said to you before, all the subways and everything are all connected. You don't hardly have to ever leave. You did for this particular shop. It was kind of out in an industrial area, and there were no subway stations near it. It was about a 20-minute walk from the nearest subway station, and everything was all kind of industrial, big, huge sort of commercial buildings and stuff like that. And it was so humid and so hot. And walking 20 minutes to this place. And then we got to it, and I'm standing in the door where the air conditioner's going. It is so hot. Anyway, so we stayed there for a while, and he got his thing. And then I said to the girl, I said, so which is the closest, MRT subway to get to from here? And she said, you're basically in between, halfway between two. Make your choice. You go back the way you came, or you can go to the other one. So we said, nah, bugger it, we'll go to the other one, because when we went from the one that we came from, there wasn't a lot happening. It was really, there wasn't hardly anything there. It was actually a really good decision, because we went to this other one, and on the way, there was this little mini shopping center. We walked in there. The kids got ice cream. So there was kind of, we broke the 20-minute walk up into some little sort of stops, and had air conditioning and stuff like that. So it wasn't so bad. So yeah, I mean, that was that City Mapper app that helped us get there.
Yeah, it is fantastic. We've had a question in the chat from Tim48 asking what were our thoughts on the COG NTS4 Apologies if we haven't discussed it. It
A
was
little
covered
mixer.
in PSN last night.
Yeah, I don't think
They
we needed
really-
to discuss it, did we?
No, they really liked it. I just wanted to say that I didn't think it was worth 200 quid. If I'm honest.
Nah.
There's a lot better mixers. I mean, I've got a couple of the NT. I've got the NT1 and NT2. I think they're all right, but they're. I mean, for 200 quid, there's a lot better mixers you can get. It won't do microphones. It's a line level mixer.
It's
Yeah,
NTS4,
and
isn't it?
NTS4, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys on PSN really liked it. I thought if I was spending 200 quid on a cheap sub mixer, that wouldn't be it. That's it really.
I mean, I can tell you straight away my thoughts exactly, because when I saw it, I thought to myself, I actually don't understand really the purpose of the product. I can understand why Korg brought it out.
Yeah,
there it is
exactly.
there. I don't really understand the purpose of the product, because if you look at the market, there are so many more capable products out there that can do what this thing can do. And I don't really get why it's there, other than there's this whole build it yourself. Maybe that's a part of it, or I'm not sure.
It's the Korg followers, the disciples.
It is. There's a Mackie Pro mixer for exactly the same price, 194 I think it is, which does a lot more than this.
Was the
And
Behringer
it will do
mixes
microphones,
that are just as good as this?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to say just because it's got the Behringer name, it doesn't mean it's not bad.
No.
It's pretty good. I think the Zoom. I think you can get a Zoom mixer for near the same money.
Yeah.
And then you're starting to get some really good features that this absolutely shits on. This
Recording. Yeah, good stuff.
The L, how much is my L2 or whatever it is?
I have to say,
It's
Ian,
a bit more.
I think Korg just haven't had a good run with building mixers. They had that Volca mix thing a few years back. That was a bit of a ditz.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
I sold that. We had the shop, and actually I was bloody glad to get rid of it because it was. And I had to be
That
honest.
was terrible. Only
with you,
three channels. That's terrible.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
and, I had to.
I had some fun with that. Had
If
it for a
people
while,
ask
had
my
some fun.
opinion, I'd lose the sale because I'd turn around and go, "No, don't buy that. Buy this." But I managed to sell them online eventually. But
Now this
what's the?
I haven't actually looked into it. Does this have the ability for us to upload SDK effects on here from
That's the question.
from the open?
know.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right about the live. I mean, the live track L6 is 240 quid, so it's
There you go.
40 quid more. I mean, and it records, and I love it. That's brilliant.
That's a no-brainer, right there. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely no-brainer.
The other thing that I kind of was a bit scratching my head about was they put like a little dip switch underneath on the board that you had to choose whether you wanted to have it. So say you wanted to use this little Korg mixer to do eurorack stuff. So you could set the dip switch to do eurorack level, or you could switch it to line level, and that's for the mono 1 and the mono 2, I believe, only for those two. So I reckon that would have been handy just to have that on the top. Just have that as a little,
I think that's what Robbie said. Robbie's been sent one. He was sent one. He built one because obviously he's got friends.
Wouldn't be hard to mod it though.
So
You could mod it to do that.
No.
That would be pretty easy mod.
But you're right. I mean,
I'll just show you where I thought you could chuck it. So just see there's that little bit of real estate just above the mono 1 and the mono 2 inputs. There's a tiny bit of real estate there. I reckon you could chuck a little toggle switch above each of those and rewire those two dip switches somehow. That would probably be an easy mod. But I think that Korg should have just done that. That's just a no-brainer for me. Yeah.
external power supply is extra as well.
With the USB connectivity, what does it give you? Just a stereo? Does it actually give you a stereo interface?
It gives you
can
many
use it as an audio
audio
interface.
interface.
Yeah, so it's just a single stereo
so
class compliant audio. Yeah. That's it. So that's disappointing.
And that's what makes it betrays the fact that it's based on the NTS series hardware, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's all that was capable of.
Yeah. So they've just used the
So
same.
they've so as someone says, it's probably just their sort of take two on the Volca mix. Oh, we should do nobody liked the Vulgar Mix. Let's fix it.
But they
Do the
didn't.
NTS.
Yeah.
Knock,
They didn't, yeah.
knock on Zoom's door. That's 10 times better product for 40 more quid.
Oh, it's amazing.
What the hell?
I mean, honestly, it's amazing.
They didn't fix anything. Mm.
Let's show them a photo of that. I mean, I'm not trying to bash Korg because I actually love Korg. Zoom live track, isn't it?
Yes, like L6. The
L6. That's
L6.
right. Yeah, we showed it on the show.
Yeah.
I'll track with a K.
And I do not regret buying mine.
Yeah,
It's great.
I'll just give them a look at this so they can see it. I'm probably going to have to convert some weird file format. Oh no, JPEG. Wow, Zoom. After my heart. Sticking to the old file formats. Go, you good thing. All right, here we go. That's what the Zoom Live Track L6 is. So let's have a little compare, right? So the Live Track L6 has got 6 input-output. It's also got 6 audio channels through. Actually, I think it's got more than. I think it's got 8 through the USB.
I've never used that, but yes, it has.
Yeah, it runs like this kind of master channel sort of setup too. So you basically click on one of the channels, and then the stuff on the right hand bottom corner becomes relevant to that. So it's kind of like an active channel sort of thing going on. I think it's pretty clever how they do it. So Presonus do something similar.
It is. And I mean, for live work, it's great because you got the LEDs to show you exactly where everything is, whether it be pan, effects.
It's got MIDI.
The audio in it, the aux in and aux 2 isn't brilliant. I'll be honest, because I've messed around with that a little bit. But I don't need it for that. I need it just as an input mixer.
Mm. But the fact that it's got an aux is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does this have an aux? It does have a send and return. Yes.
Send and return.
Send and return.
It does have built-in FX. Yeah. So there's the other one.
MIDI out, but no MIDI. Well, I suppose MIDI in is through USB.
USB. Yeah. Trying to see if this has got anything that the other one doesn't. I can't really see anything.
Does it have a Q mixer? Q system?
So kind of, but no, not the same.
No.
So the Zoom would work in a more of a DJ sort of way. You've got the monitor thing.
The
4.
Yeah, I got you.
The 1 to 4 that light up. It will remember your settings. So if you set it to do one job, you can press it and it remembers it, and so you can have 4 completely separate mixes already set up.
Yeah, you got the scenes.
It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yep. Scene A, B,
And
C.
it's got mic inputs, so like it better already.
And you've also got the sound pad as well. So you can actually save inbuilt sounds on it as well. So it's like a little sample player.
Ooh.
Yep. 2 auxes, built-in effects, panning, all those little sort of channel strip. The EQ. This has got EQ as well. This doesn't have EQ, does it?
No. The compression on it. It's just a fixed compression. For live, it's bloody great.
Yeah, but it's got the 32-bit. So this has got the 32-bit.
Yeah, it's not 32-bit across all channels though. It's only 32.
No, it's only on the mic ones. Isn't
mic
it?
channels.
Yeah.
But that's not a problem, really.
Well, that's where you'd want it anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think sensibility there. I don't know. I kind of I haven't shown it because I just don't think it's like a there's plenty of Korg products that Korg release that I don't show on the show.
I
just don't think it really hits it.
I think Korg have been. I've said it before on the show, I think, but I know I'm an ex-Korg dealer, and and I've still got friends at Korg. My feeling is that I think they're in the wilderness at the moment. They haven't brought anything out for the last couple of years that has been really wow. I mean, I know this bollocks about putting synths under covers and not actually showing it to people. That's just rubbish.
Yeah, when are we going to see that?
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's marketing
Sure.
hype.
It's it's a level of contempt, if you ask me. But
Yeah,
I mean, look,
it's
I
kind of
think
like
is,
what we
yeah.
don't even we have no idea when we're gonna be able to show this keyboard, but we've got to go to to Super Booth and show that how great we are. You know,
I mean,
we don't have
why do we
anything
say
to show. They couldn't even be bothered
the
getting anything to show.
PS330 isn't wow? The PS330 isn't a new
3300.
synth, though, is it? 3300
No, it's a
is
remake.
not a new synth. Yeah,
Look,
you know.
I mean, I think the Microkorg 2. At first, I thought.
Yeah, actually, no, you're right. Actually, the Microkorg
that's good.
2 is
At first, I thought that was
wow.
going to be a bit of a joke, but then when they brought that firmware out, oof, that's changed. That's a game changer. Yeah, so
I mean,
that's
if I was to
that's
get
pretty
rid of
good.
mine, I would get that. I would buy that. Yeah.
Although
And
you have
it's
to
cheap. It's
appreciate
only, what,
their-
300 quid,
The
isn't it?
reissue, the ARP reissue stuff was very good. I like my Carp Odyssey, and the 2600 was excellent. that
Yeah,
they
I
made,
really like
so-
my up stuff too. Yeah, I never got the
Yeah.
20.
I
I never got
saw-
the
I sold
2600. I thought Behringer did a good enough job on the 2600
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
because the guy behind it is the guy that helped build that Behringer 2600. He knows his shit. Behringer was smart.
Yeah.
They got a guy that knew his stuff. Korg was smart too. They got David Friend, but I don't know how much David Friend was involved in the goes, of actually developing that. So, but yeah, I thought I think Ian, I think it's eclectic. What you're saying is kind of true and it's kind of not. So, I think some of the stuff that they
Yeah.
bring out is kind of what are you doing, and some of the stuff they're bringing out is kicking massive goals. So, it's probably just typical Korg, really.
They've always, to be fair, they've always done that. I mean, some of the weird and wonderful things that they brought out in the past, which didn't really sell, and you think, why the hell have they done that?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Alesis.
And I know-
Alesis was
I-
always taking risks and making cool stuff, and then they disappeared, kind of, sort of. They got folded into other companies. But Korg is always pushing the boundaries a little bit, which I like. Weird things, small things.
Yeah, exactly.
They might fail, but at least they're trying. Roland is kind of,
I mean I still don't get the Phase 8. I don't understand that thing.
No, me neither.
that was
actually.
weird. That was weird.
Yeah.
I like it, but it wasn't as variable as I wanted it to be. But it's a cool idea that they made it.
I mean, Lou Pot's video sort of nailed it for me. The fact that it is limited, that thing.
See, this is what I mean by eclectic, right? So do you remember? I'm just going back a while. Do you remember the handy tracks, the little turntables that they made? We did a show.
Oh God, yeah.
We did a show on it.
Yes,
They were terrible.
So that this is what I mean by. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some people
Cool
that will
being
dig
cool,
that sort of
yeah.
stuff, right? So there's that, and I feel like the NTS4 mixer kind of fits in the same, phase.
The
8
handy tracks
potentially.
probably go down. The handy tracks probably go down really well in Japan. I can see them going in
But then
home country, in
they
Japan.
remake the 3300, which I think was amazing. They remade the 700 SM, which I
Yeah.
think was amazing.
But look what they do with the Minilog and the XD. They added a digital oscillator. You can add all that cool stuff with effects and new oscillators and stuff. That's pretty out there. That's pretty clever. And
Yeah.
then they made the small unit that can load the same stuff, and I thought that was pretty nice. I don't have an XD. I just have a regular Minilog.
And I mentioned the Microkorg 2. I thought that was a good job. The multi-poly was interesting, I thought. That was, I mean, that's kind of like a digital play on the monopoly. At first I was kind of, what are you doing? This is kind of, you're confusing.
Yeah, and
you know?
I haven't played with that. I finished with them by the time that came out.
Apparently it's doing quite well.
I'll be honest, I was never, because they came and demonstrated the prologue when it first came out, and I was completely underwhelmed by the prologue, and I still really don't like it.
And then there was that
I know.
weird sampler thing that they brought out.
Oh, that was
Well,
dumb.
the drum,
Yeah, that
there was a dumb drum thing as well, wasn't there? What's that weird drum thing with the
Oh,
hands in the wrong place?
with the pads, the MPS 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't. That wasn't.
They did a
their best
firmware
work.
update on it. Apparently it's pretty good. So apparently the firmware update on it makes it good. The Chaos Replay is the thing I'm thinking of. The weird, it's kind of like
yeah.
NPC. They're trying to be an NPC.
How about the Oasis though? That was very groundbreaking. They still use that tech to this day with some of the other stuff, right? So
The Oasis was
and the M3
incredible.
Well,
was
in the
cool. So,
in the Nautilus, isn't it in the Nautilus or
Yeah,
the
exactly,
their sort
yeah.
of workstation stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
and
They're-
that's very powerful.
They're doing apparently Korg are doing really, really well with the Korg gadget and some of the VST stuff. So they're doing well. So
Gadget on the iPad is amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny because this last week I have been obviously programming my bloody Korg Cross 2, and their operating system is just pathetic.
yeah,
I mean, it's always been pathetic. It's probably at its best on the Kronos, but I'm not going to carry the Kronos around for a bloody pub gig. So the Cross,
Break your back.
Cross 2, exactly. And I have got the flight case for it as well. But it's just, I mean, I was.
Yeah, was the
putting
Cross a
bloody
cut
hair
down
out.
Kronos? What was the Cross exactly? I forgot.
No, the Cross was. So there was the Cross 2. I've got the Cross 2, which is still now it's 8 years old. Really, they didn't. They abandoned the operating system probably 5 years ago. So it's not had an update. I mean, fundamentally, if you just use it, the sequences are okay in it. But if you want to do anything exceptional with it or something different with it, just working with that operating system is just terrible. It's just absolutely appalling.
what happened to the drum log?
Still being produced.
I liked the drum log. I liked it a lot. I spent quite a lot of time with it. Sold a couple of them. Sold one to Ken actually, which I think he still got. I thought that had real potential. That, and I don't know. It may still be current. I don't know, but I did like it a lot. Yeah.
I know. I kind of get. Sometimes I get confused with Korg. It's like they had the Electribes, right? And
Electrobes are great.
the especially the early Electribes, they were really good.
Oh, the EMX was my favorite. That's so
EMX was
elaborate.
really good.
So cool.
And to me, they could have done a drum log like an Electribe and bring the analog circuitry to an Electribe. I reckon that would have been super cool. Having the digital engine still in it, bringing the analog engine into it, that would have been super cool. People would have been all over that.
I mean, Andy Brooks always said that they should have done an Electribe too, and he was right.
Well, they did.
An updated version of.
They did do an Electribe too. They had. I used to have one.
Yeah, but it was too
did
small and fiddly and menu divey. It's not great.
There was so many problems with it. So many problems with it.
I have one. I don't use it. So.
Yeah.
Korg is menu divey, isn't it? Let's face it. It's really menu divey in a lot of their stuff, really.
What about that SVN? That was pretty cool, wasn't it? I mean, if you like that kind of action and that kind of keyboard, the SVN was pretty cool.
I never played the SVN.
Yeah,
But,
for doing
I mean, I never.
electric piano and
Yeah, I mean, I said that
those kind of things.
We talked about it. Their domestic electric pianos were, I thought, were really good. They weren't quite as good as the Yamahas, but they were certainly a good, fairly budget £300-400 electric piano, and we used to use them in the shop for lessons a lot. I never liked I still don't like my Kronos Action. Piano Action's terrible on it, and it won't do a proper synth action, so you can't really play organs on it.
I was talking to someone the other day who said to me that a lot of the hardware music stores are struggling at the moment. They haven't had the sales that they were enjoying, COVID days. They had some really good,
Yeah.
And now apparently where the money's going from musicians is all software, VSTs, because it's smaller spend, so they can afford it. So there's people that are just saying, like, if you even just read the chat right now, I want to buy X, but I haven't got the money. I'm the same. So,
That's right.
it's not that we don't have the money. It's that we don't want to spend our money at the moment on that because it's kind of, the economy is volatile. Like, we don't know whether we're going to have to keep it just in case something like the Strait of Hormuz or we don't know, right?
Yeah,
There's crap going on.
So Floppy Winkles just said about the Kronos 61 feels quite nice. The Kronos 61 is a soft synth action. It's not a piano action, and I mean, it is. I mean, I in hindsight, I wish I'd bought a soft synth action.
I think they've got the wooden
Chrono.
keys, though, don't they? Do they have the wooden keys on the Chrono 61?
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe not. Maybe plastic.
I know that it's not got. I know it's got a softer action, and actually, you're probably better. Certainly better for sort of organs and things like that on it. You know.
So if you
Although
go to
the
if you go to Synth Anatomy or those gear type websites, at the moment it's just flooded with all VST releases.
Software.
Yep. And
Yamaha figured
maybe
out
we're
the
going to have to
action that
start
was
showing some
hammer.
software on the show.
Well, I'm trying to
current,
do my bit.
Flagship has hammered, has that weighted keys, but it also has really good aftertouch on it. So they did figure out that balance.
Which one, Andy?
Yeah.
The new flagship Kent has MODX, MO8X.
The Yamaha.
That's the Yamaha.
Yeah. They figured that out.
MODX.
For years, TS12 didn't have poly aftertouch because they couldn't figure out the weighted action and the poly aftertouch. So you get the TS10 for poly AT, or you get the TS12 for the weighted action. But Yamaha years later figured out, hey, we got it. We figured it out. We know how to do it now. So it's pretty cool.
I can't remember the name of mine. GH3 it might have been. I don't know. My son's digital piano.
Oh yeah.
The actual, I mean, it's an old. We bought that secondhand, right? So, but the action on that is incredibly, mechanical. It's actually, it feels like you're actually playing an acoustic piano. The only thing that's missing on it is that acoustic experience that you get when you actually play a real acoustic piano, because you don't get the vibrations from the strings and that sort of stuff. But the actual, the way the Yamaha people make their keyboards, it's insanely good. I still kick myself, Chris, because I only paid, I think, $300 or $400 for that thing, and I think they were like $3 or $4 grand brand new. So it's old, right? But the people it's a little Chinese family that owned it, and the kid was kid was using it for school. It was in such good condition. They had a cover over everything, right? But the way Yamaha make their products, it's so well engineered. Like you'd have to really do something bad to it, like drop something on it or drop it, fall it over, or it'd have to be something bad.
Drop the proverbial.
Although Roland V Piano figured out that sympathetic string resonance thing, that was pretty clever.
Well, this has got a whole bunch of I don't want to go into it, but it's got you've got different tonality settings on it, and you can set the pedals, you can set the key action, you can set. There's also different patches, obviously, for different types of pianos. They're all digital, and the way that they work is they work based on some sort of digital rendition of each note being recorded in some sort of way, with the original instrument. That's how it works. So it's really, really good. Like you listen to someone playing it, if they play it properly, it sounds like an acoustic piano. It sounds fantastic.
Which model is that?
I can't remember. It's just out the door there. It's an old one,
okay.
But I'm pretty sure
it's been out for a while.
I'm pretty sure it's the GH3 graded hammer 3 or something like that. It's some
graded hammer. The graded hammer thing's really good because it means that they're heavier on the bottom, like an acoustic piano.
Yep, it's all
it's basic.
It
has like 6 sounds on it. It's not like all loaded like a synth, right? It's really basic.
Yeah,
it's really basic. You've got mainly piano sounds. There are a few.
Harpsichord pianos.
Yeah, there are a few others.
There's quite a good Hammond B3 sound on it, if I remember rightly.
There's a Hammond on there. There's electric pianos. It's basically just all keys. But to talking about the keyboards itself, I actually think, it would make this synth insanely heavy, right? So that's the bad thing. But a synth with those sort of hammer action proper keys would actually be really, really cool. And you can use this as a MIDI controller.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, because I remember talking to Cork about the Kronos and saying, look, I really want a way of being able to switch off the hammer action when I'm not using a piano, and there's no way to do that, not with a Korg anyway.
We just
Actually,
you just
I
use
have
a
bought-
the hammer.
Yeah. I bought a keyboard controller this week.
Yeah.
Not that I don't need another
Aye.
one. So, because I'm spending quite a bit of time away and I have a load of songs to learn for this band, I needed a sort of 32 key. I wanted to be able to play both hands, really, on a mini key keyboard. So I bought an M Audio Keystation Mini 32 Mark III, which are at least 10 years old. £32 from Amazon.
Also,
And,
mini keys,
I
not
mean-
micro keys. Mini keys, yep.
It's mini keys, yeah. So I can play both handed. It's very, very basic. But actually, that on my laptop, I mean, tonight for an hour, I'll go and practice for an hour. You know, yes, it's not going to be as good as using full size key stuff, but while I'm spending so much time away from home, and I do need to practice, you know, so. But
Indeed.
I mean, it's pretty old technology. I mean, it's not, they've not updated it, and it's got that crappy old USB connector. You know, not even the micro one, the one before that. Is it the mini USB?
I remember the first
But-
time I tried a Yamaha
Good.
Clavinova in the late 80s, and it was stunning how good it felt and how good it sounded. The guy would do a demo at the Yamaha store with a grand piano next to it and go up and down the key bed at different velocities, and it was stunning, you know, out of the box. It
I
was
mean,
just-
yeah, the Clavinova. We had a customer. He didn't buy the Clavinova from us, but he came in one day. We were a Yamaha dealer, and he says, "I've got a problem with my Clavinova." So we contacted Yamaha about it. And we said that the customer, it's actually out of guarantee, but it's only just out of guarantee. And Yamaha sent somebody to his house to fix it. That's what, you know. I mean, that was, you know, and you know, it was nothing to do with us, you know. They weren't bothered about him chasing up invoices or any of that sort of thing, you know. They just wanted the model number of it. He went, oh yeah, we'll send somebody out to do that, you know. I'm hoping to say that I hope they still do that sort of thing, really. But that's probably what you're paying for with a Clavinova.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But that,
we're going to have to.
Well, it was one of the first to
end
be
the show.
multi-sampled properly. You know, it was really well done.
yeah. I had a Yamaha P2 electric piano, and it was secondhand. I bought it, and it developed a fault on the key bed. Although it was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old when I bought it, and Yamaha replaced the key bed free of charge. I had to take it to a guy in Leeds at the time, but they did it for me free of charge, which was, you know, good on you, Yamaha.
Good job.
That's proper customer service.
It is.
Good job. Yeah.
All right, boys. We are going to end
Okay.
the show. Yeah. Go play with your synths.
Yeah.
Stop chatting to me.
Yeah, go and play with synths.
Go and play with your
He's
synths.
Go and play with me.
Yeah,
Go
mate.
and play synths. I'm going to bed.
I'm gonna go play with me. Yeah.
I've got to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Soccer game. Soccer's back on.
Okay. Soccer's back.
Look after your ribs.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird, yeah.
Yeah. I reckon someone's pushed me during soccer training. I just didn't notice it because it's a physical thing. They're all like big, burly men. So
You had a quokka sneak up on you and get you a little nudge there. So.
yeah, we're talking about next year we do this Singapore trip again, and we're talking about bringing some quokkas with us as like things to give to the little kids.
Oh, as in, yeah, okay.
Gifts, to
Not
kids.
live ones.
Yeah.
Not live ones.
They'll be stuffed.
Yeah,
They'll be
Well,
stuffed.
taxidermy.
dead
you know,
ones,
so that
not dead stinky
synthetic
ones.
ones. I
Yeah.
heard.
Dead
Quokka jerky.
smelly ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh god.
Delicious.
and the kids can say
It's like a reward.
that's what they can
Do you guys
say.
ever eat kangaroo? Do you guys eat kangaroo down there much or not?
Nah, we won't get into that. All right, we're gonna go. Okay. Nice try, Andy. See you guys.
Bye everybody.
Bye, everyone.
See See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.